5 To my wife Veronique. I thank God for sending you to me. Thank you for your patience and words of encouragement throughout the writing of this book. You are a true angel. Introduction. Out of all the books I've read and programs I've seen dealing with energy and well-being, very few of them offer any real suggestions and solutions which work the way I am led to believe. Most just give you some theory and throw in a few ideas about what you should be doing. However, they fail to give any solid, practical suggestions on how exactly to go about doing it. For example, many authors give the same old be grateful speech and give you some vague idea that you need to practice being grateful. Okay, that is all well and good. Most would agree that being grateful is a good idea. But if you are like me, I need more practical guidance than that. I need exercises, step-by-step suggestions that walk me through the process of how one is supposed to exude gratitude. How is this done? Are we supposed to just look up to the sky and say, "Hey, thanks for my house, my car, and my laptop"? Other authors write in similar generalizations and say pious phrases such as, "Honor yourself." Well, once again, what does this mean and how should we go about doing that? What exactly does honoring yourself entail? In addition, any well-written book should enable you to fully comprehend the specific benefits of putting these solutions into practice. Precisely, what will you achieve? How will you feel? When can you expect solid results? You should understand the bigger picture, yet at the same time have real solutions and processes to work with that help you attain the stated benefits. It was for these reasons that I wrote this book. I have literally scoured through hundreds of books and programs on self-help, love, energy, happiness, relationships, and spirituality. You name it, I've probably read it. Some of these were more effective than others and even offered a few decent suggestions and solutions. However, most had a commonality of neglecting the first and most basic step towards having it all, living with passion, finding your true purpose, or whatever other idea was being sold. That commonality was this: without a healthy self-love and love for others, it is almost impossible to achieve those ideals and be that person who lives with constant energy and bliss, the kind of person who seems to have so much love and energy flowing out from them every second of every day, the kind of person who seems to be victorious in all areas of life, the kind of person who truly attracts what they desire. Whether it be a relationship, your health, career, or basically any area of life where improvement is both possible and desired, it all boils down to one very basic concept: the flow of energy, and the desire to have life, and life more abundantly. Whatever area of your life that is out of balance or that you wish to improve, it is based on that which is unseen, a proper flow of energy within that area. There is good news regarding not only self-improvement, but living in a constant state of energy and bliss. That is, all imbalances of energy can be corrected, and here is even better news. It does not require an enormous effort. What it does require is the application of a simple acronym. I love the sound of this acronym because basically it says it all: love, that is, to love yourself, you, first, and in that process, you will achieve double victories, tangible victories, noticeable via the five senses, and intangible victories, noticeable via the sixth sense. Many people use the word blessings. However, I prefer the word victories, because I believe it describes the process more accurately. Loving yourself involves way more than just having a positive self-image and being happy. It involves tapping into another dimension which is beyond our full comprehension, and truly living within a higher frequency of energy. It involves attracting wealth in all areas of your life by applying certain laws of the universe. Yes, it does also involve diet, nutrition and exercise. However, it is mostly a state of mind we are dealing with. It is an unseen force, a spirit force if you will. When you allow a higher vibrational frequency to flow through you, constant energy and bliss are inevitable. They are mere byproducts of a new way to think, act, and be. Given that this book deals with the concept of energy, you may see certain terms that refer to an original source of energy, such as the universe, higher source, God, original energy, and other terms. Whether you believe in an original source of energy creation such as God, or whether you just know that energy exists but have no idea where or if it originates from anywhere, it does not really make a difference with regard to the many benefits of tapping into life's river of energy. Having real energy and bliss on a constant basis is 100% possible for every single one of us, because there are just certain universal laws of physics that exist, and nobody can dispute their reality. Lastly, although occasional references to various scriptures may be quoted throughout the book, the author respects and appreciates all beliefs and all religions, without exception, excluding any faith which promotes hate, violence, and destruction of the human spirit. This is not a book about any particular religious philosophy per se. It is a book about comprehending the concept of energy, and thus allowing it to flow through you and transform your life in more ways than you can imagine. Disclaimer: recommended products and information contained within this ebook are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure or prevent any disease. This data is for information only. Section 1, What's Love got to do with it? The concept of energy flow is based on the unchangeable laws of the universe. These universal laws, such as the law of gravity, are here to stay whether you comprehend them or not. Another universal law, the law of energy, is also a constant, unchangeable law that touches each and every one of us on a daily basis. Energy can either work for you or against you, but let us not jump ahead of ourselves. Here is what confuses many people about the law of energy. Energy is never created, nor is it destroyed. It simply transfers from one form to another. Albert Einstein proved this mathematically with his theory, E equals mc2, in which E represents units of energy, m represents units of mass, and c2 is the speed of light multiplied by itself. So energy is equal to matter, and vice versa. Matter is simply another form of energy. Energy transforms into other forms of energy, but it is never created or destroyed. It already exists, we just need to tap into its existing power, and we can live harmoniously with constant energy and bliss. Sound too good to be true? Maybe a little too pie in the sky? It is actually quite simple. Our physical bodies are just another form of, you guessed it, energy. Once you understand that you are made up of 100% pure energy, you can begin to experience your life as part of a very powerful and wonderful force that exists within our universe. This force is a free-flowing river with both rapids and still waters, and yet all you have to do to feel its awesome power in your life is to simply let it flow through you. It is not so much a warm, fuzzy feeling as some may believe. Rather, it is a constantly moving force which has the power to transform your life with infinite possibilities, unimaginable possibilities which your mind cannot even conceive of just yet. Remember, energy is constantly and willingly taking on other forms every second of every day, between people, places and things both seen and unseen. Right now, at this very second, energy is transferring between galaxies millions of light years away. It is exactly the same energy that transfers between you and another person when you are having a conversation. It is the same energy that flows out from your mind when you are thinking thoughts, both consciously and subconsciously. Therefore, in the process of allowing this higher, universal energy to flow directly through you, you will experience a greater level of joy and bliss. It is simply inevitable. Energy and bliss are byproducts of allowing an already existing energy to flow through you, easily and naturally. Essentially, it is a perfect state of being in which we are supposed to be living. It is how we were all meant to live since the day we were born. There are literally mountains of information available on how to improve virtually every single area of your life. However, as the Beatles so famously said, in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. This lyric in the song The End is referring to the love we receive in our lives being an exact reflection of the love which we give. They also got it right when they said, "All you need is love," from the song of the same title. It turns out that this phrase is both spiritually and scientifically accurate. But before we can be capable of loving others, we must first love ourselves. Again, by loving yourself first, you are then able to love others, which in turn leads to an even greater self-love because this energy will eventually come right back to you. This is based on the law of attraction, which deals with the concept of energy attracting like energy. More on this later. However, although loving yourself first is the initial step, it requires you to first open yourself up and accept the love that already exists. You will learn about that in greater detail soon, but just realize that ultimately you need to be a conduit of energy in order to experience constant energy and bliss. So before we begin our journey on the road to love energy, let us first become familiar with what energy actually is, how it works, and why the idea of loving yourself is the necessary first step towards having this incredible life force live, grow, and flow right through you. Energy can be seen and felt in ways too numerous to count. However, there are really only two general types of energy in their natural state. They are 1, potential energy, and 2, kinetic energy. Energy is either stored, potential, or it is in motion, kinetic. All forms of energy fall into one of these two categories. Let us briefly discuss potential energy. Potential energy is simply energy that is stored somewhere. The potential exists for that energy to be released. Even a rock has stored energy because that rock has the potential to be converted into other forms of energy. There is potential energy stored in the bonds of every single atom and molecule in the universe. Every living being possesses stored energy because every plant, animal or mammal is made up of atoms and molecules. The fact that you are alive means that you possess an enormous amount of potential energy already, and yet you are quite capable of having significantly more. How much more? Well, that decision is entirely up to you. The universe has unlimited potential, therefore the same holds true for your own potential for healthy, positive, love energy. We are not talking about some sort of hyped-up caffeine type of energy, but an everyday, constant feeling of true happiness, peace, confidence, warmth, joy, and bliss. The truth is that the universe wants us to have life, and life more abundantly. It supports us and offers us unlimited potential. On an unfortunate side note, we humans have discovered how to harness potential energy in very negative ways as well, such as the creation of nuclear bombs which store enormous amounts of destructive energy. So just bear in mind that potential energy is an extremely important and powerful concept. Whether internal or external, it can ultimately be transferred into kinetic energy for whatever purpose we choose. Examples of potential energy. Mechanical energy can be stored within objects by the application of a force. Compressed springs and stretched rubber bands are examples of stored mechanical energy. Gravitational energy is a form of potential energy. Water in a reservoir behind a hydropower dam is an example of gravitational stored energy. When the water is released to spin the turbines, the energy is now being used. The potential energy becomes motion, or kinetic energy. Food contains stored energy. It is stored as a chemical with potential energy. When your body uses that stored energy to do work, it now becomes kinetic energy. If you overeat, the energy in food may not be transformed, but stored as potential energy within fat cells. In general, human beings contain vast amounts of potential energy. Our energy can be expressed in a whole multitude of ways. We never really create it, we just transfer it from one form to another. Thus, by nature we are conduits of energy. This being so, we also have the unique ability to draw on the existing energy of the universe and actually raise our level of potential energy. We are the only species that can consciously tap into and store energy within our bodies and minds. The process of increasing our potential energy does not involve a complicated, spiritually burdensome process. It is actually a whole lot easier than you might think. As mentioned, we can never create energy, that is a scientific fact. What we really need to do is to just open ourselves up to the energy that already exists. There are several easy ways to do this, which we will soon discuss. But the point of this section is to understand how the concept of potential energy can also be applied in our lives. There is potential positive energy, and there is also potential negative energy. We can store both. Although negative energy is also a powerful force, it is weak when compared with the magnitude of positive, love energy. This is the state of being which you want to live in on a constant basis. Allowing this energy to flow through us brings into our lives a constant state of bliss, confidence and freedom. Does this mean you will never encounter a stressful situation or become upset at anyone? Well, no, not exactly. If you are alive on this earth, you will no doubt run into situations every day that are stressful. You may experience loss, tragedy, sadness, and other difficult situations which come with being human. However, when you are vibrating at a higher energy frequency, you can handle these situations in such a way that they never have any power over you. You will deal with stressful situations more effectively, and with a calm, peaceful state of mind. The reason many people cannot adequately handle difficult situations is that their cup runneth low, their stored energy is not at the level it should be. Whatever energy frequency you are sending out, a like energy is guaranteed to return. Energy attracts like energy. When you make even the slightest effort to store positive energy, that is, to love yourself more, you will notice immediate changes in the energy you receive. The positive energy you store within will attract more of the same, and this process can continue indefinitely. We all attract to ourselves what we are internally. This will be covered in greater detail in section 5. In contrast, negative energy will ultimately destroy everything in its path. By its very nature, negative energy is a destroyer of all things good. Only positive, love energy leads to life, and life more abundantly. For now, just understand that love is the only way to living a life of constant energy and bliss. It is the highest form of energy that exists, period. This kind of energy is not contained within a can of the latest energy drink, nor does it come in a pill. It comes from within ourselves, from the amount of love we possess. The main goal is to increase our capacity for love, and simply allow that energy to be put into motion. Examples of kinetic energy. Energy in motion, or kinetic energy, is realized only when a potential energy first exists. This is worth repeating. The potential energy must exist first. For example, the movement of waves, electrons, atoms, molecules and substances are all energy in motion based on a prior potential energy. The potential often exists for lightning when certain weather conditions are present. Lightning is simply a flow of electrons which we refer to as electric energy. Weather conditions contain the potential energy, and as a result, lightning is created. Well, not actually created, the electrons have just been transformed into a visible motion energy. Kinetic energy, just like potential energy, can also exist in many forms. Other examples include light, sound, as well as my personal favorite, love. Wait a minute. So love is a form of kinetic energy? Yes, absolutely. Love is not an emotion per se, but an action. Pure energy in motion. Think about it. We may love someone, or more formally, the potential love energy may exist within us, but how does the other person feel it? Well, we express our love for someone through our words and our actions. That is why love is a form of kinetic energy. It is an expression, an action. We don't just love people and never show it. We do things to express the love we have for them. We call them, say that we love them, do things to help them, buy them flowers, make them dinner, pray for them, etc. The warm, fuzzy feelings that make us daydream about someone, or the sweet and genuine emotions we have for a loved one are byproducts of the love which that person brings to our lives. In essence, the emotion of love is simply a form of potential energy. The potential energy exists, but it doesn't just stop there. We express it. Thus, love is pure energy in motion. This is why it is so important to build our own potential love energy for ourselves, so that we can express this love for others, for humanity. The Bible refers to this process as keeping your cup full. That is, keep your spiritual cup full of love. Now, if the love we have for somebody is mutual, in other words, if that person feels the same way towards us and expresses this love, it follows that their love energy is also being transferred to us, raising our own level of potential love energy for them. When this love energy is constantly being transferred and expressed towards one another, the result is extremely powerful and can feel absolutely incredible. So again, when we love someone, our nature is to express it. Love is constantly being transferred back and forth in any relationship, a healthy one, that is. This process is usually magnified in the beginning of a new romance when the two parties are willingly and eagerly giving each other their love energy. That initial, blissful state always feels so wonderful. Later on in the relationship, oftentimes the two people will try to manipulate each other for that same energy that was once so effortless to both give and to receive. Some examples of how we manipulate someone for energy are to follow. Regardless, did you know that you can feel this sort of energy and bliss all the time? You absolutely can. You just need to feel that love and excitement for someone, and have that someone constantly giving it back to you. If you do not think this is possible, think again. You already have an enormous amount of love and energy that is being transferred to you on a constant basis. I can already hear you saying, "Huh? My husband or my wife is definitely not like that. Maybe 20 years ago, but not now." Well, I am not exactly talking about a human being here, more like a supreme being, an omnipotent, powerful, original force that gives you way more energy than any human being is even capable of. But many of us choose not to return that same love, either because we are too stubborn in our ways, too confident in our limited human intelligence, too cynical, self-righteous, fearful, agnostic, or we simply do not care. Many think, if there is so much evil in this world, how can God exist? I have witnessed so many people babble on and on about things they know almost nothing about. I ask them, have you ever actually opened up a Bible and read the New Testament, front to back? Don't worry, continue reading. Nobody is preaching anything religious here. However, this being I am referring to might be called the original source of energy. Others may refer to it as God. And yet others may refer to this as a higher energy or a higher power. It does not really make a difference. There is a very real, original, limitless source of love and energy in the universe, and it can be tapped into fairly easily. If you are skeptical about this, have no fear. You do not even have to believe in any higher power in order to feel its presence and energy. You just have to increase your capacity and potential for this energy to flow through you. Here is the proof: we, along with everything that exists within the universe, are an expression of energy. As human beings, we are essentially living, breathing, moving expressions of energy. In other words, we are energy in motion. However, no form of kinetic energy can exist without there being a prior potential for that energy to exist in the first place. If we really stop and think about it, and humble ourselves, an near impossible task for many people, we just might have to accept the fact that we are but an expression of an original, potential energy source. This boundless energy source is in a constant state of expression. It is shameful how so many of us close our minds and our hearts to this energy. If we only knew how much love energy exists, and how it desires to flow through you and dance with you every step of your life. All we need to do is just make the slightest wink of an eye towards this energy, and it'll be more than willing to come to us and flow right through us. This is what creates the feeling of bliss, peace, serenity, joy, comfort, laughter, and all the other words to describe what we will feel when we have a proper flow of love energy in our lives. Remember, love energy is the strongest force in the universe. It is really all we need in order to feel constant energy and bliss. And again, do not think for a minute that you need to get all religious and spiritual in order to feel its powerful force. In addition, you might be thinking that there are people in your life who you love, but perhaps they do not love you back as much, or even at all. Yes, but this cannot not prevent you from giving them your energy, either in person or via your thoughts. Their very existence brings love into your life, even if you do not like them very much. Your perception and concept of that person make you love them unconditionally. Love is still transferred in that case, because you have enough potential energy and love to give to them, just based on their sheer existence. Whatever these people do or say has little effect on how much you love them. Your energy frequency for them vibrates regardless, just based on their meaning in your life. By the person's very existence, you love them. Wouldn't it be utopia if we felt like that about everybody, and everybody felt this way about us? This would most certainly be a perfect state of love and bliss. It is actually the way we were all meant to live with one another, in a perfect state of harmony and bliss. However, we all know that this kind of utopia does not exist right now on this earth. What a shame. What most of us spend our time on is trying to get energy from others. Arguing is a perfect example of this phenomenon. When we argue with someone, it becomes an energy struggle for the people in the argument. Both parties raise their voice to be heard and literally try to take the energy from the other person by force, because we feel that this is the same thing the other person is trying to do to us. Well, you are right. That is exactly what is happening. The other person is trying to make their point and get you to see it their way and feel their energy. When you are not accepting and receiving the other person's energy by agreeing with them, they try harder and harder, to the point where they may even insult you in some way in order to just get a little energy from you by means of stealing it with an insult. If the insult made you feel bad, they succeeded in at least getting that small amount of energy from you. If the insult really hurt, then they succeeded at stealing a large amount of energy from you. But at least they got something, and they feel good about it. Even stolen energy can have its satisfaction. There are endless methods which one can use to manipulate others for energy. Many of us do it at least a little on a daily basis without even recognizing that we are doing it. Without going into too much detail, there are several common ways in which we manipulate others for energy: aggression, verbal or physical; denial, refusing to admit a wrongdoing; acting aloof, like you could not care less; rationalization, making an excuse for a hurtful word or act; lying; guilt-tripping; diversion; intimidation; shaming; playing the victim; vilifying the victim; seduction; projecting blame. The way to never feel a need to manipulate for energy is to keep our cups full and become conduits of love energy. When our capacity is overflowing and we have a healthy supply of self-love, self-respect, and self-esteem, we never feel the need to manipulate another person for energy. If you do find yourself in a situation where a person is trying to manipulate for your energy, their efforts will be futile. The reason is simple: nobody will be able to steal energy from you. When we have so much of it flowing through us, it becomes virtually impossible for anyone to steal it, no matter what methods they try. Now, we might on occasion rebuke someone for saying hurtful words to us, which is perfectly fine, even recommended. The difference is that we will never feel the need to hurt that person back in order to regain the energy they consciously or unconsciously tried stealing from us. When love energy is flowing properly and our cup is at capacity or overflowing, energy cannot be stolen from us. This is a scientific fact based on the universal laws of energy. Incidentally, Whether or not you believe in an original source of energy such as God is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is that potential energy does indeed exist, and the transformation into kinetic energy always originates from a prior potential source. To sum up the point of this section, you must first raise your potential for love and tap into the already existing energy within the universe. Your capacity for self-love must grow from where you are now, as well your unconditional love for other people. Yes, it is as simple as that. Allow love to flow from the original potential source, right through you and outwards to other people. Why? Because it eventually comes right back to you, flows through you and back out again, and changes your life in ways that you could not imagine in your wildest dreams. You may be thinking by now that this sounds like a lot of fluff, like some weird lesson in New Age positive thinking. The truth is that this concept of channeling existing love energy has been around since the beginning of time. When asked which are the greatest of commandments, Jesus replied, "Love God with all your heart, mind and soul, and love your neighbor as you love yourself." Mark 12:28-31. Whatever your religion, or even if you are an atheist, the concept remains the same. To live life to the fullest, tap into an already existing love energy flowing directly from the original source. Let it flow through you to others. If you do not know how to get started doing this, relax. Many practical solutions will be offered throughout this book, especially in section 5. Why the science lesson, you may ask? Because believe it or not, these universal laws of energy are the fundamental principles on which this book is based. Yes, it is absolutely true that you can create the life you want based on a few simple concepts found in your 5th grade science book. Now that you have an idea of how energy truly works, and that there are really only 2 general forms of energy, we can begin to relate it to our existence on this earth. We can begin to understand scientifically how improving any area of your life becomes possible once we allow energy to flow through us naturally, the way it wants to and is meant to. It is important to understand that the strongest, most powerful source of energy in the universe is love. It is the energy that sustains life. Love is the source from which you were created. Can you imagine a world without it? I would not even want to try. Just to briefly reiterate, the idea of love energy, loving yourself first in order to create tangible and intangible life victories, is not a philosophy based on a religion. It is simply a universal truth that love energy is the highest and most powerful source of energy in the universe, and the only kind of energy which allows us to be truly happy and live life with constant energy and bliss. Some final thoughts for this section. We are all born with a potential for love. But somewhere in our lives most of us experience a lack of love in one form or another. Oftentimes, based on individual life experiences, this lack of love may lead people later on to seek love in all the wrong places. People will look towards meaningless sex, drugs, alcohol, and anything else that fills a void and makes them temporarily feel good. What is really happening is that they are seeking to replace a void of love energy within themselves. It is a false sense of fulfillment. Many people unfortunately spend years stuck in this vicious cycle and never break free. On a subconscious level, we are all striving to get back to the place we once were when we came into this world. A state of pure love, along with high expectations of receiving love. Please hear me when I tell you that this place of pure love, pure bliss, and pure freedom is 100% attainable once we understand that this is how we were truly meant to live on this earth. I must qualify this statement by saying that this does not mean that you will never have disappointments or feel pain. If you're alive, then this is surely inevitable. However, when you are living in a state of pure love energy, you have a much higher capacity for acceptance and will be able to deal with those challenges much more effectively. In fact, day-to-day challenges will actually become a lot easier to deal with. Your stress level will plummet, your outlook will be more positive, your energy level will be much higher, and life's mountains will become molehills. It is not theoretical observation, but scientific fact, and it has to do with the frequency at which you vibrate. Under everyone's hard shell is someone who wants to be appreciated and loved. Including yourself. J. Roland. Section 2. Increase your frequency, results will follow. In Section 1, we learned how energy works within the laws of the universe. There is nothing overly complicated about it. The more energy we tap into and allow to flow through us, the more energy we will consistently have. In order for your life and energy level to improve the way you truly desire, you need to be within the flow of energy, love energy of course. You need to allow yourself to be a conduit of energy, as opposed to a bottleneck. Let energy become your new best friend. Be conscious of it, allow it to become your main focus. Let it into your life, let it flow through to others. Blessings both tangible and intangible will come into your life in major ways. In short, allow your potential to increase. If you have a low potential, your results will be dismal, if any at all. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this actually happens. Once again, all matter is energy, including our thoughts. The truth is that everything in the universe is pure energy, and thus everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency. A frequency is the rate of electrical energy that is constant between any 2 points, measured in Hertz, Hz. We all vibrate at a certain frequency. Just think. As you sit there now and read this book, you are vibrating at a specific frequency. You may not feel the actual vibration, but you are constantly emitting a certain energy frequency at all times. The energy frequency you emit may fluctuate based on how you're feeling emotionally, but the good news is that you can have total control over the frequency you emit. The universe is really one gigantic ecosystem. Whatever you send out in the form of thoughts or actions will eventually come back to you in a variety of ways. You can feel great and emit positive energy simply by changing the way you think. Always remember that thoughts are energy, and can therefore manifest into the physical world around you. What is the main difference between matter and energy? If you answered nothing, you are right. They are one and the same. Have you ever felt uncomfortable around someone and you couldn't quite figure out why? Perhaps you may have told someone, "That person gives me the creeps," or "That person has a bad aura." You cannot place your finger on anything specific they may have said or done, but you could interpret their energy. You literally felt their energy frequency. We all have an instinctive ability to feel another's energy, love, hate, sadness, frustration. You name it, we can sense it and feel it. Some can feel and interpret energy better than others, and we often refer to them as psychics or clairvoyants. Just keep in mind that if you can sense energy frequencies from others, they in turn can feel the energy emitting from you. One amazing fact about being human is that we possess the innate ability to both consciously and subconsciously change the quality of energy we emit, the frequency at which we vibrate. Another wonderful fact about being human is that we contain certain emotional patterns, feelings, and vibrations that determine our personality. Each of us is unique in the way we think and feel about ourselves and how we interact with others. However, some emotions can be potentially damaging. For example, anger, sorrow and fear, their densities in our energy fields cause blockages to the inflow of positive, constructive energies. Prolonged exposure to these emotional vibrations can lead to all kinds of illnesses, from common colds to cancer, hypertensions or asthmas. This is not to say that so-called positive thinkers will never become ill, but if you suffer from stinking thinking, you will most certainly increase your chances of attracting illness. If we are consistently angry, feel helpless, or are fearful, these patterns and vibrations become locked in our emotional energy field and can actually become a part of our personality. This determines to a very large degree how we interact with others on a personal, social, and cultural level. As mentioned before, and as you will read many more times throughout this book, energy attracts like energy. Would you like to attract that perfect mate into your life? Then be the kind of person who this perfect match will want to be with. Do you want to be wealthy and have lots of money to give to your favorite charities? Simply become that person in your mind and in your heart. Your belief level is the key to attracting anything you desire. The energy you emit will bring back a like energy in both tangible and intangible ways. By thinking, feeling, acting and being the person you wish to become, you attract that energy matter into your life. Oh, and by the way, forget about the how-tos. Leave the details up to the universe. You will automatically attract what you need in order to achieve the desired result. You just need to focus on the desired outcome and feel what that would be like. Have you ever noticed that people tend to associate with like-minded people? We feel the most comfortable with them because our energies are more or less vibrating among the same frequency. We are in tune with them, and they are in tune with us. We think that they are so cool. Why? Because of the 1,000:1,000 rule. That is, people tend to like themselves 1,000 times more than they like anyone else. When people see things in you that they like about themselves, they automatically like you more. The more relatable you are to another person, the more they will like you. One surefire way to break the ice with strangers is to bring up a topic which they are familiar with, or better yet, passionate about. In contrast, when we associate with non-like-minded people we tend to feel somewhat uncomfortable, sometimes very uncomfortable. If they have too many opposing viewpoints, we may even dislike them. If we cannot find other qualities about the person that we like, we tend to not even want to be around them very much. We have all been in that situation at one time or another when we said, "Oh no, so-and-so is coming to the party. I can't stand that person." If we never look for anything we like about that person, we certainly won't find anything. However, in each person there lies many unique gifts and qualities. If you look for them, you will find them. You can send people energy via your thoughts. Find something you like about them and focus on that, even if it is something as insignificant as how polished their shoes are. Think about it as you speak with them. When you do this, they will react accordingly, unless they are a true jackass. Something internal will let them know that you like them, and your energy will be reflected back to you. You can literally raise their energy frequency on both a conscious and subconscious level, while simultaneously raising your own. Negative emotions and thought patterns cause energy bottlenecks. As these bottlenecks dissipate, our existing energy system rapidly snaps back into its natural state of flow. Hippocrates, the ancient Greek doctor and philosopher, taught his students a very basic principle which states that the physical and spiritual bodies will always attempt to regain a healthy balance, with or without a conscious effort on behalf of the person. However, it is unfortunate how we sabotage this naturally occurring process with our thoughts and our deeds. Living in a constant state of energy and bliss requires at least some degree of discipline. We must guard our thoughts against negative emotions and thought patterns, for these cause nothing but energy bottlenecks and will hinder our level of potential energy. When we refer to energy patterns, we are referring to a combination of the mental, spiritual and physical energies we all have. There is an interdependent relationship going on between the forces of energy that make up our total persona. Physical energy affects mental energy. Mental energy affects spiritual energy. It is easy to understand and accept these relationships of energy. Just go out and take a nice walk on a sunny day and observe how much better you feel mentally, physically, and yes, even spiritually. A basic truth about energy is that there are various levels of it within us, ranging from the lowest form, bodily energy, to the highest form, spiritual energy. According to Sir David R. Hawkins, M.D., Ph.D., and a nationally renowned psychiatrist, physician, researcher, and lecturer, one's energy frequencies can actually be calibrated on a scale of 1 to 1000. Anything calibrated below 200 is regarded as a negative and destructive energy. For example, using kinesiology muscle testing, he measures shame at 20, guilt at 30, apathy at 50, grief at 75, fear at 100, desire at 125, anger at 150 and pride at 175. Our goal then, is to overcome the lower levels and attain frequencies of 200 or above. Examples of the higher and more constructive levels are, courage at 200, neutrality at 250, willingness at 310, acceptance at 350, reason at 400, love at 500, joy at 540, and peace at 600 and enlightenment at 7001000. As you can see, the further up the scale we go, the better off we are. We will always attract the same type of energy frequency to ourselves. The energy which we attract to ourselves can come from another person or from the spiritual realm. Just know that energy is 100% reciprocal, it goes out, and it comes back. When it comes back, it brings with it a like energy. This is why it is possible to live in a constant state of energy and bliss. It is based on scientific fact. To reiterate, why do we need to increase our energy patterns and frequencies? Simply put, the higher, lighter and purer our frequency level resonates, the more it will allow us to attract the same energy frequency from the spiritual realm. Energy absolutely, positively attracts the same kind of energy. In essence, you will develop the capacity to attract a higher level spirit guide who will always put your best interests first, plus will be dedicated to your continued spiritual growth. In addition, as if this was not enough to get you jumping off your couch, you will have a stronger, instantaneous and more direct link with the spiritual realm, where true energy and bliss originate. There is one other interesting point which Sir David makes regarding energy calibration. A person who calibrates at the 300 level will counterbalance 90,000 individuals who calibrate below the 200 level. Or a person who calibrates at the 500 level will counterbalance 750,000 individuals who calibrate below the 200 level. Therefore, the higher you can build your potential energy and hence your vibrational output, the more beneficial you become to the world at large. We should take advantage of every opportunity to increase our frequency, that is, the frequency at which we vibrate and send out energy. How? Well, if it's true that energy attracts like energy, then every day there exists opportunities to attract positive energy to ourselves and uplift our spirits. Smile and say hello to the person who delivers your mail. Lend a helping hand to someone in need. Help an elderly person cross the street. These are just a few examples of how we can all take advantage of our external circumstances and begin attracting to ourselves like energy. Just to clarify, the main focus of this section, and hence the entire book is this: energy at any frequency level attracts like energy. If you truly understand this concept and make a decision to change your internal thought patterns, you will have more energy, and yes, life will be full of bliss. To finish out this section, let us focus our attention on people who flow upstream, against the natural current of energy. Have you ever noticed that some people appear to attract ill health and negative circumstances? Every time you see them, they're telling you things like, "I just can't win," or "if this or that hadn't happened to me, I could be somebody," or the one I used to hear all the time as I was growing up, "Life sucks and then you die." Man, I wish I had $1 for every time I heard someone say that. The truth is that these people are prone to failure because they subconsciously expect failure to be a part of their life. They are attracting to themselves the exact same energy signals which they send out, even if they are joking. Yes, even when we joke around and use those "woe is me" type of remarks, our subconscious minds go to work to ensure its reality, for it does not distinguish between a joke and a serious comment. Many people are clueless to the fact that they are constantly creating their own energy bottlenecks. They generally let circumstances determine not only who they are, but how they think. These lower frequency people continually fail to realize that in order to change their circumstances on the outside, they must first change their internal reality. The attraction of like energy really depends on how strong the outgoing signal is, as well as how often we affirm certain thoughts. This is why affirmations are so important to developing our potential energy and attracting our deepest desires. Our thoughts send out signals, energy, and attract whatever we believe to be true in our lives. Energy works through the subconscious mind and we can literally trick it into giving us the life we desire. This will be covered in greater detail in section 4. We should all do what, in the long run, gives us joy, even if it is only picking grapes or sorting the laundry. E.B. White. Section 3, Breaking the Chains. One of my all-time favorite songs is Already Gone by the Eagles. There is a lyric in that song which goes, "So oftentimes it happens that we live our lives in chains, and we never even know we have the key." Wow. Stop and think about that for a moment. It sounds so simple, even a bit cliché, but there is so much substance and truth to this lyric. So many of us are simply unaware that we have exactly what we need at all times, a personal, universal key that works any time we choose to use it. By the way, a chorus line in this same song goes, "I will sing this victory song." Wouldn't it be great to begin using this key which in fact you already possess? This magical key I am referring to is the key to the universe, the key to creation itself. You, too, can sing your victory song when you begin using your magic key. First, you must be willing to accept that certain chains, mental, spiritual and physical, need to be broken. At any point in time you can use your magic key to break those chains and sing your victory song. Freeing ourselves from mental, spiritual and physical chains requires knowledge of what those chains are in the first place. Many people are slaves to the habits that have held them back their whole lives. Chains are often in the form of bad habits, yet chains may also be a physical ailment, spiritual void, a tragic loss, bad memories, plain old laziness, and so on. Chains that hold you back from living an abundant, energy-filled life, such as the lack of a dream, depression, anxiety, need for forgiveness, need for repentance, hair loss, unhealthy weight gain, or whatever it may be, should be uncovered, unlocked, and broken for good. You need to be free from whatever it is that holds you back from operating at full capacity. Once you truly understand which habits and negative thought patterns are preventing you from living within a healthy and vibrant flow of energy, you can begin to unlock and break free from them. How? With your magic key, of course. Okay. Realistically speaking, it somewhat depends on what those chains are, and how much you are willing to work to break them. In other words, some chains that hold people back can be rather difficult to overcome, such as alcoholism, drug addiction, a sudden and tragic loss, or perhaps severe mental or physical abuse. These chains are more serious in nature, and thus require more serious attention. Some chains are embedded deep within our psyches and may require the services of a professional, be it a person or a group. However, being that you are made of 100% pure energy, and due to the fact that energy attracts like energy, you do hold the key to unlocking any one of these chains at any time you choose. You must first decide that you are going to break these negative energy patterns and replace them with a higher energy which you have access to every second of every day. Continue reading, my good friend. The how-tos will be spelled out in great detail in the sections that follow. For now, let it be understood that most of us have at least some chains which can be loosened and broken fairly easily with a little bit of discipline, yet there are obviously much stronger chains which may require additional support and or professional help. Regardless, whatever chains that hold you back from truly living the most abundant life possible will at the very least be loosened significantly by following the suggestions contained within this book. How much is significantly? I am glad you asked. This depends largely on how much you are willing to let go of your existing chains, combined with your level of discipline and commitment to change your internal thought patterns. The key is to be as open-minded and open-hearted as possible. Even being open just a little goes a very long way. Let us walk through some definitions of what chains are, and later we will go over what it means to be open and begin letting go of these chains, that is, negative energy patterns. The ultimate goal is to have our hearts as open as possible, and to truly know and understand how much love energy actually exists within the universe, and how to allow this energy to flow in and through us. Chains come in a multitude of forms. But chains, with the exception of legitimate physical ailments, are nothing more than negative, repetitive thought patterns which prevent us from being all we can be, and having all we can have. They originate from the filters through which we see the world. Some of these filters are developed early on, whether they originate from negative words and actions of our relatives, people we once knew and trusted, friends, co-workers, bosses, or sometimes even ourselves. Other filters are currently being developed, and will determine our outlook many years from now. The main thing to remember about filters is that they can become very dirty and get clogged up, and never allow the right kind of energy to flow through them. Think of the air filter in your car. When the filter is dirty, the amount and quality of air flowing into the cylinders is very poor, and the engine cannot run at full capacity. There are other kinds of chains that contribute to energy bottlenecks. Some people suffer from a low self-image. Others may have a bad attitude, or have some negative habits like laziness, overeating, or some other addiction or overindulgence. Some may be harboring an unnecessary grudge towards another person. Perhaps they blame someone else for their own misery. These are all negative energy patterns which need to be broken. And they absolutely can be once you decide to break these bonds of negative energy and realize the truth about your own natural power and ability. It is time to throw away your old dirty filter, and allow higher, more powerful energy to flow through. The first and most basic lesson in breaking the chains is to pay attention to what you think, all the time, every second, every day. Yes, it is that important. Constantly analyze your thought patterns. Do you tend to be overly critical? Do you have negative thoughts towards certain people? Do you have negative thoughts about yourself? How do you feel when you are thinking those thoughts? Angry? Vengeful? Happy? Sad? Maybe there are some mixed emotions. Pay close attention to those feelings. Whatever they are, these feelings and emotions produce chemical changes inside your physical body. How we think determines in large part how we feel. When we think positive and happy thoughts, we feel good and thus increase our energy. The exact opposite is true when we think negative, destructive thoughts. For example, we often criticize our family, our friends, our government, and anything else we can find fault with. You may not think that the thoughts are necessarily destructive, yet they often are. We tend to stress ourselves out many times a day without even realizing it. When we do this, the stress builds within our physical bodies and contributes to energy bottlenecks. This can lead to all kinds of ailments, but at the very least it will clog our filter through which we view the external world. Our potential energy will decrease, and thus our ability to be a conduit of energy will in turn diminish. Negative thought patterns serve only to strengthen our existing chains. There will be many practical suggestions towards the end of this book which will walk you through the process of letting go of existing chains and building your potential energy reserves. Though rest assured, the good news is that you can absolutely change your filter, break your chains, and live within a magnificent state of higher energy which you probably thought was reserved only for such people as the Dalai Lama, or people on those yoga workout videos who always seem so happy and tranquil. The reality is that if you have read and understood the book up to this point, your filter has already received a major cleaning. Hopefully you understand the concept of energy a little better and realize that you yourself are pure energy. and that your energy attracts more of the same energy in both tangible and intangible forms. You should understand that you are in total control of how much energy you have. Finally, you should also understand how much more energy is always available to you. Hint, it's a lot more about filters. Many people read self-help books, and/or attend seminars which feature motivational gurus trying to pump you up and get you to follow their magic recipe for success and fulfillment. Some of these may very well be helpful and offer sound advice. However, after reading the self-help book or attending the seminar, many people still see the world through their dirty, clogged-up filter and soon fall back into a familiar routine of being depressed, stressed, having no time, motivation, energy, and on and on. Therein lies the problem. Some of that good information gets through their filter for a period of time, but major life changes are just not possible because the dirty old filter continuously blocks the flow of positive energy necessary to sustain real growth and change. Before we end this chapter on breaking the chains, let's go over what we have learned up to this point. First, we know that whatever energy we emit will eventually come back to us and attract more of the same kind of energy, whether negative or positive. When we send out a low energy frequency through negative thoughts and deeds, we will receive more of that same energy, both tangible and intangible, in our lives, and this cycle, or chain, can be very difficult to break. On the other hand, when we are sending out higher frequencies and thinking thoughts of abundance, power, confidence and success, guess what happens? Right you are. We attract these higher frequencies in our lives in both tangible and intangible ways. That is the whole idea of love energy. Elevate yourself, and develop your own potential. Let your light illuminate others and send out high energy frequencies. You will soon attract both tangible victories and intangible victories. It is a process of keeping your cup full, and building your potential energy reserves so that you may eventually be a living conduit of light and energy. How? By applying the principles discussed thus far, as well as those which you will read about in the remainder of this book. Do not make this overly complicated. It is not rocket science. Well, actually there is some rocket science involved. Remember E equals mc2? Also keep in mind that energy bottlenecks are contained within three main categories: mental, spiritual and physical. This book will address each of these categories in various ways and help you to understand how they are all interconnected. Your spirit self, the part of you that is connected to a higher purpose and meaning, is affected by the way you think in general. The way in which you think is critical. It is your base, your starting point towards breaking the chains that bind your flow of energy. The more you hurry, the slower you go. The more you wait, the longer it takes. The more you worry, the less you dream. But the more you live, love, and laugh, the more you live, love, and laugh. Mike Dooley, Notes from the Universe. Section 4, Let's get started. I promise that living life with constant energy and bliss is a fun process, chock full of unique and wonderful surprises. I cannot promise, however, that if you only follow the suggestions within this book that all your problems will magically disappear. You need to read between the lines and catch the drift of what the passages in this book are saying. There is a higher power which you have access to, and those who understand this are that much further along in the process of living in the flow of pure energy. I also highly recommend some additional learning materials within the following sections which I truly believe will help catapult you to higher and higher energy levels. These materials have proven to be very effective for many people. I will never endorse any product which I do not believe will help you immensely. The first step towards increasing your potential energy, and thus your vibrational output, is to realize who you are in this world, in this life and in this universe. Try to imagine a sparkling, magnificent, one-of-a-kind classic car. See how that car shines, dazzles, and looks as though it may have just fallen from heaven. It just sits there, taking your breath away with its magnificence and splendor. Imagine how much that car must be worth. Well, we are exactly like that car, yet even more so. Let me explain. You see, we are all one-of-kind models, original since the day we were born. You are the only model that exists in the entire universe. You are truly a one-of-a-kind, meticulously crafted original. All we need to do is get you cleaned up and polished before charging out on the open road, fast, free and full of power, energy and bliss. Of course, you may need a filter change, tune-up, new tires and a transmission flush and fill. You may even need some major engine work and a new paint job. The point is that you are one of a kind, a magnificent, wonderful, original creation who is ready to shine and dazzle everywhere you go from this day forward. In all things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. Romans 8:37. You are not here on earth by mistake, even if you were unplanned by your parents. In addition, even if you are the world's ugliest person or have major physical limitations, you are still a very big deal in the eyes of the universal creator. You have much to contribute and to live for. Multitudes of people may be affected by the decisions you make. You are worth so much more than you can even realize, and you are loved way more than you can possibly imagine. This love does not die or diminish as you live your life. It is always present. How do I know? Because when you begin tapping into this higher energy, you can actually feel its existence. People can also feel this energy coming from you. It does not matter who you are. You can have this energy, and you can exude as much of it as you want and as often as you want. Be forewarned though, there will be many times when you just do not feel like being a conduit of love and energy, particularly during those times when you are physically and mentally exhausted. Well, guess what? That is perfectly okay. Sometimes you just need to relax, sit back and maybe watch some TV or read a book. Never feel that just because your main goal is to raise your potential energy by the process of self-love, you must always be bouncy, positive and in a great mood. The process of self-love and having a more resilient energy flow is ongoing. It is a continuously evolving process of reaching higher and higher energy plateaus so that even when you are relaxed, you are still an effective conduit of love energy. This is not some pie-in-the-sky lesson on New Age positive thinking. On the contrary, loving yourself is the first and most basic step towards attracting tangible and intangible life victories and being a conduit of energy. What sort of victories? First of all, both the tangible and intangible are interconnected. They are both energy, just in different forms. Therefore the energy which you attract will be in both forms. By vibrating at a higher frequency, you will attract certain people, tangible, circumstances, intangible, and things, either/or, into your life that will bless you in every way imaginable. Amazing ideas, hunches and impulses will come to you when you least expect. In essence, you will attract the same energy to yourself which you are sending out into the universe. All of these blessings and victories are the result of you emitting a higher frequency. Know that energy is set in motion by freely giving it away, even when you do not feel like it. By blessing others, we bless ourselves. Proverbs 11:25. When you are vibrating at a higher frequency, negative emotions, words and actions directed towards you from others cannot penetrate your wall of energy. In addition, life's mountains become molehills. Negative, lower frequency vibrations will just bounce right off of you. You may be thinking that this all sounds redundant, and that is because it is. Repetition helps us remember things. Just read the Bible's New Testament and notice how many times specific points are repeated over and over. It is very important. No, it is actually imperative that you understand the life you can have if you are just willing to let go of the energy bottlenecks which hold you back from experiencing true energy, and open your heart to a higher power, or a higher frequency if you prefer. Being a conduit of energy. Jesus was the absolute perfect example of a living conduit of love energy when he was in the physical form. Energy flowed through him so much that everybody just wanted to follow him around and gather together to hear his words of love and power. His aura was extraordinarily powerful, to say the least. When people understood his words, their hearts would soar, and they would be filled with joy and energy. When people were offended by his words, they became defensive and angry. Those people had major energy bottlenecks, the same sort which many of us have today. They were totally close-minded, and mistakenly felt that Jesus was trying to steal their energy, and their way of life. They were clinging very tightly to opposing thought patterns, so much so that they actually had him murdered for blasphemy. Little did they know that Jesus was really trying to give them energy, and teach them how to also be living conduits of energy as he was. Jesus himself said, "I have come that they may have life, and that they may have it more abundantly," John 10:10. Jesus could channel love, the highest and most powerful form of energy in the universe, in the most amazing of ways. His very touch had the power to heal people. Now I am not saying that everybody can be like Jesus or even should be, but he did show us how to be perfect conduits of love energy and to have life more abundantly, life as in wealth, love, happiness, joy, laughter, and peace, not to mention having more energy. He proved that love energy does indeed exist, and is far more powerful than we can ever imagine. There is an unlimited source of this love which it is available to all of us for free, at any time, anywhere, and regardless of who we are, what we believe in, or what we have done in our lives up to this point. Be still, and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Gratitude. To close this chapter, let us talk briefly about gratitude and why it is vital to having more energy. After learning about your value and worth in this life, and that you are a magnificent creation of pure love energy, practicing gratitude on a daily basis is the next step towards entering into life's river of energy. I am fairly confident that you have heard the expression at least 1,000,000 times in your life, the more you give, the more you receive. However, perhaps you may not have fully understood why it is important to find ways to give of your time, talent, treasure, words of praise, appreciation, etc. Here is the reason in a nutshell: the more you give, the more you increase your capacity to receive. Proper flow of energy requires actively giving and receiving. This process develops into a magnificent, upward spiral of kinetic energy, elevating you to newer and higher energy levels. As previously mentioned, this is the way we were all meant to live since we were born, in a state of constant bliss, energy and love. We must make every effort to practice gratitude on a daily, yes, daily, basis. Even if you practice being grateful for just the very simple, everyday things such as fresh air, sunsets, or any facet of nature's pure, unadulterated beauty. Observations such as these are more than adequate. You may also be grateful for people in your past who have been kind to you in one way or another, or have given you some meaningful guidance and direction. At the very least you will begin feeling lighter, happier, more relaxed and more enthusiastic about life. All you need to do in order to successfully apply the art of being grateful is to become silent for a couple of minutes, clear your mind, take a few deep breaths and reflect on a few simple circumstances or things for which you are grateful. Sometimes I just reflect on the mere fact that I can see colors. Yes indeed, I am very grateful for the fact that I can look outside and see nature's many shades of green, along with magnificently colored leaves, flowers, and huge blue skies. I am literally in awe as I look around and notice the beauty which surrounds me at all times, wherever I happen to be. Even if I am in the middle of a big city where there is not a lot of nature, I take notice of the brilliant skyscrapers which literally take my breath away. I feel grateful that there are some extraordinarily talented architects and engineers who are able to create such immense construction projects, and all the laborers who diligently worked long and hard to bring that architectural drawing into reality. Even if you are totally blind, be grateful that you can listen to music, birds chirping, or the sound of waves crashing on the shore. If you cannot see or hear, be grateful that you can feel a warm hug from a loved one, or that you are able to smell a sweet perfume. If you have no loved ones, be grateful for the fact that you are alive and have the potential to both give and receive love. Be grateful for the fact that you are loved. You get the point. Take a few minutes every day to reflect on your many blessings, no matter how insignificant you think they may be. It also helps to schedule a certain time during the day to practice this, otherwise you are likely to forget. I am willing to bet the farm that there is something you can be grateful for right now, at this particular moment. Do you have your health? If not, do you have any family members who care about you? If not, do you have any friends who care about you, and that you also care for? Can you go to a store right now and buy your favorite soft drink? Okay, I know, that sounds a bit absurd to be grateful for the ability to shop for your favorite soda. But if you think about it for a moment, there are literally millions of people around the world who do not have this privilege which most of us so easily take for granted. The point is that when we are grateful for even the smallest of things, our subconscious minds automatically go to work and begin searching for additional things we should be grateful for, yet do not often think about. When this happens, your capacity for being a natural conduit of energy increases significantly. By practicing gratitude on a daily basis, you will eventually bring into existence even more blessings for which to be grateful. You will attract more blessings into your life when you affirm to your subconscious mind that you are worthy to receive more blessings. This mental energy signals to the universe that your capacity has increased, and that you require more gifts and more energy to fill your newly increased capacity. This process is very real, and I want to highlight this point because it is the crux of this section. We attract what we are. Who we are determines what we attract. It is why self-love is the initial step towards having more energy and bliss. Love is pure energy in motion. You can literally feel it, and people will also feel it coming from you. It is also why the conscious practice of gratitude actually attracts into our lives even more things to be grateful for. Your energy will attract more of the same energy, whether negative or positive. Therefore, try to begin and end each day with gratitude, even if you are grateful that you can buy a can of your favorite beverage at your local market. Your capacity will increase each and every day. Practicing gratitude is incredibly rewarding. You can be grateful for so many things. It may be something from the past that may have had a positive effect on you, or maybe something in the future that you wish to have. Regardless of what it is, try not to be grateful for the same things over and over. Be as varied as possible when thinking about what you are grateful for. Be grateful for what you will have. It will bring that thing into existence that much faster. You can read more about this in bonus section 1, Application of the Secret. Be grateful for everything you can possibly think of. Make it a fun process and do it as often as possible throughout the day, especially during those times when you are feeling down, or during periods of high stress. This will instantaneously lift your spirits. Be grateful that you already have what it is you desire, and you increase your chances of receiving it by leaps and bounds. Take 30 seconds or so out of every hour of the day to just reflect on something you are grateful for. Very soon your whole outlook on life will change dramatically. You will learn to appreciate life's little things a whole lot more because you will see them in a new light. Your self-love will improve and your love for others will also grow. Your enthusiasm for life will be cranked up a few notches and your stress level will decrease. In general, you will feel happier, more positive, less stressed, and have more energy. Visualization. It is important that when you visualize, you do it with feeling and emotion. The reason is that your subconscious mind does not distinguish between a real situation and one that is visualized. If it believes that you are happy and have lots of energy, it will go to work on making that a reality. The universe has to give it to you because it is the law of attraction. Continuous visualization done with feeling attracts that which you visualize. It is really the same concept as energy frequencies attracting like energy frequencies. We attract what we are, so be that person in your visualizations who is wealthy, or is a conduit of energy, or anything else you wish to have or to be. Our visualizations will always attract alike energy. If you have tried visualizing before but did not experience positive results, it is probably because there is a part of your subconscious mind which is blocking the flow of energy. Deep down inside, perhaps you feel that you do not deserve what you visualize. If this is the case, you are not alone. This is the main reason why some people do not experience results as quickly as others. I suggest you read the bonus section on affirmations, and begin reciting several daily affirmations about how you deserve what you desire. Say them aloud over and over, simultaneously visualizing yourself as the kind of person who deserves those things. Here is how you should visualize. First, do not try to visualize for more than 5 minutes at a time. Your mind will become distracted and begin daydreaming about other things. Simply close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Some people prefer to warm up their minds and recite a particular mantra several times to help them focus and concentrate. If so, that is perfectly fine and even recommended. However, simply visualizing with feelings and emotion will still yield positive results. Next, envision a situation where you already have what you desire. If it is more energy, then visualize a situation where you are just brimming with joy and bliss. Feel that blissful energy as much as you possibly can as you visualize. Visualize people around you noticing this about you and feeling more energetic just being in your presence. If it is a new car you desire, visualize yourself already owning that car and driving it around town. Visualize yourself driving over to your friend's house and seeing the look on their face as they admire your brand new car. Be as specific as possible. Visualize the make, the model, the year, interior and exterior color, etc. The more detail you incorporate into your visualization, the more effective it will be. If you do not have much time alone to visualize, try to use certain times during the day to your advantage. At some point during the day you need to use a restroom, right? As odd as it may seem, take advantage of that time and visualize for a few minutes. You can even visualize when you are taking a shower. If you can be by yourself where nobody can interrupt you, great. But the point is to try and make time to visualize. The benefits will astonish you. Therefore I say to you, whatever you make a request for in prayer, have faith that it has been given unto to you, and it shall be yours. Mark 11:24. Section 5, Pearls of Wisdom. This section dives into some of the how-tos of having constant energy and bliss. So, grab your favorite beverage and let's get this party started. First and foremost, be excited about your new energy. Why? Because by getting excited about your newfound energy, you will. Can you guess? Attract more of it. To get excited about having more energy, try this simple exercise. Anytime you proactively send out positive energy, via gratitude, a kind word of praise or appreciation, a positive affirmation, praying for someone, etc. Give yourself a small reward. It can be something very insignificant, but reward yourself. Even if you just give yourself a mental pat on the back, do it. Tell yourself that you done good, and thank yourself for increasing your own capacity. This act of rewarding yourself will help your subconscious mind search for other ways to give. Every time we give, we receive. As if you did not already know that. And again, every time we receive, we increase our capacity to give even more. See everyone for who they can be, not necessarily who they are at this moment. See their potential, and see the good in them. Proactively look for it. Maybe you feel that some people are not that good, yet there is always something you can find that is good about a person. Focus on that good thing, Even it is something insignificant and perhaps a little difficult to find. When you see someone for who they can be, and you focus on them in a positive light, you literally transfer this positive energy frequency to them. They will subconsciously pick up on that frequency, and resonate it back to you. In other words, when you see people for who they can be, they will feel that way around you and miraculously become more of that person. King Solomon understood this pearl of wisdom exceptionally well, for he wrote down in Proverbs 15:1, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." It is similar to someone who is yelling at you. If you respond in a cool, calm manner and speak softly, it is almost impossible for them to continue yelling. They will tend to feel foolish. They are responding to the frequency you are emitting. It is the unseen energy force they are subconsciously responding to, and they will most likely begin lowering their voice and become the person who you are seeing them as in that moment. See each person as a spiritual energy force, each with their own unique gifts and qualities. Why? Because that is exactly what they are. Understand that they, just like you, are connected to an original source of unlimited potential energy. Send people your energy and rest assured, you will receive the same energy back in a multitude of ways, even if it is not directly from that person. It will flow right back to you in good measure and in good time. The more you do this, the more energy and bliss you will experience on a constant basis. In fact, do it all the time. Do it every minute of every day for the best results. If you send out positive energy sometimes, you will receive sometimes results. Send it out all the time and you will live with constant energy and bliss. It is not impossible. On the contrary, it is very practical, and totally possible. With God all things are made possible. Matthew 19:26. Forgive people who have harmed you in any way. Forgiveness does not necessarily let them off the hook. Those people will still need to give back the energy they stole from you in one form or another. Pray that when the negative energy comes back around to them, it comes back in such a way that it teaches them a valuable lesson and they become a better person. What goes around inevitably comes back around, whether in this life or the next. However, when you forgive people, you essentially release blocked energy channels in your own life. Ask the universe questions such as, how can I help you? What can I do for you? What is the best way which I can use my talents while I am in this earthly energy form? Ask this question every single day in the morning as you are lying there trying to wake up. Ask with an open heart, even if your eyes are not yet open. You must have the attitude of wanting to help the universe become a better place. Ask how you can be a conduit of love energy several times throughout the day. Ask that your eyes and your heart remain wide open. Most importantly, act as if you are already receiving the guidance and direction you need at this time. Praying is most effective when done with faith. You are sending out vibrational frequencies of expectation, therefore results in one form or another are inevitable. Do not worry about receiving the exact results you want. The original source knows precisely the best way to answer your prayers. You must take the first step towards life's river of energy. A small amount of inertia on your part can crack open bottlenecks and allow energy to flow your way. Even if you just set a goal to set a goal to set a goal, you will begin attracting a higher energy. Studies have shown that about 40% of our happiness is influenced by what we do deliberately to make ourselves happy. Set goals each day to do something that sets energy into motion. Use the suggestions within this book and set yourself some lofty goals to get within the flow. A fun way to create inertia and begin the process of increasing your potential is to make friendly appointments with yourself. Make an actual appointment to have a light-hearted conversation with yourself at least a couple of times throughout the day. The meetings can be just a minute or two, perhaps longer if you have the opportunity. It can be in your car as you park to go to the store. It can be in the bathroom at your place of work. Wherever you can be alone and have minimal distractions is a good place. During these meetings, give yourself some honest praise and appreciation. Say something along the lines of, "Well, John, if I were speaking with myself, it's 4 p.m. and I just wanted to let you know that I really admire and respect the way you handled that situation at work today. You were very calm and rational while others acted feisty and desperate. I think the other people in the meeting were pretty darn impressed. You are doing a fantastic job not only career-wise, but with family and friends as well. Everybody loves you, and they know that you love them. You are one cool dude. Be good to yourself. Be your own best friend. Love yourself." Self-love involves nurturing your inner child. When you practice this on a regular basis and give yourself genuine praise and appreciation, you are helping yourself grow as an individual. Nurture your spirit self as much as you possibly can. This will increase your capacity to love others as well. Your inner child will grow and mature, and will shine brightly in everyday situations. Energy will flow a lot easier through a healthy, happy soul. Do not try and steal energy from others using harsh language, criticisms or insults. We often do this to the people we are closest with, falsely believing that it does not really matter because those people will always be there, they are used to it, or they do not take you seriously anyway. The truth is that it does matter. Whenever you steal energy from people in any way, you eventually will have that same energy taken from you one way or another. You see, the nature of the universe is that of a giant vacuum system. If you steal someone's energy to make yourself feel better, such as the case when we put others down in order to lift ourselves up, you have just created a hole in that person's energy field. Well, this hole needs to be filled back up with energy. Therefore, energy will eventually be taken from you in some manner in order to make up that difference. Everybody at one time or another has heard the expression "what goes around comes around." This is not some cliché proverb that sounds good but, well, who really knows if it is true or not? It's absolutely, positively the most factual and truthful expression you will ever hear. You can downright count on it. So obviously when you give energy, a space is also created that now needs to be filled back up within your own field of energy. The positive energy which you voluntarily gave away must come back to you. It is a scientific fact based on the universal law of energy. For if you give, you will get. Your gift will return to you in full and overflowing measure, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, and running over. Whatever measure you use to give, large or small, will be used to measure what is given back to you. Luke 6:38. Anxiety. We feel anxious when we have some doubt or fear about a future or current situation. Anxiety is one of the most notorious thieves of energy. It can create major imbalances of energy. Many people turn to pharmaceutical drugs in order to avoid panic attacks and anxiety. Now, I am not saying that prescription medicine is not helpful. It most certainly can be a very effective temporary solution. But it is sad to watch people be continually dependent on temporary, short-term solutions, and never get to the root of their anxiety. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving. Present your requests to God. Philippians 4:6. Also consider the following words which Jesus spoke to his disciples regarding anxiety. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. Life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens, they do not sow or reap, they have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest?" Luke 12:22-26. If you are in a comfortable position in life, that is great news for you, congratulations. However, if you are in a difficult situation in which there is much stress and anxiety, here is one of the best pieces of advice you will ever hear: Laugh at yourself. Just take a deep breath, throw your hands up in the air, and laugh as much as possible at the situation in which you find yourself. Feel completely detached from the situation and its possible outcome. Remind yourself that you are human, and give yourself a pat on the back for facing the situation head-on. Stop trying to control the outcome. Know that difficult challenges have their meaning. There can be many positive outcomes, even in the wake of tragedy. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache, carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Napoleon Hill. Mental health. The brain is the organ of learning, loving, and behaving. When the brain works right, you work right and are generally more positive and effective. When the brain is troubled, you will experience a higher level of stress and strain. If you don't take care of your brain, you can actually lose about 85,000 brain cells per day on average. This is what causes aging. Therefore it is crucially important that you take good care of your brain and incorporate mental stimulation exercises into your daily routine. You can proactively reverse the aging process and increase your mental agility, not to mention, you will be a more alert, more effective conduit of energy. According to Dr. Daniel G. Amen, physician, psychiatrist, brain imaging specialist, there is a part of your brain called the brain reserve. Brain reserve is the cushion of healthy brain tissue we have that deals with the unexpected stresses that come our way. The more reserve we have, the more resilient we are in times of trouble. The less reserve, the more vulnerable we are. Dr. Amen offers 12 prescriptions to optimize our brains for a better life. 1. Love your brain. Loving your brain is a first step toward loving yourself. Try to cut back or let go entirely of bad brain habits such as the consumption of fast food, diet sodas, smoking, and other bad habits such as lacking sleep and neglecting to exercise. Bad brain habits lead to a toxic, bumpy appearance in your brain, and it will not function as efficiently as it could. 2. Increase the brain's reserve. Living a brain-healthy life will increase your brain's reserve and your ability to deal with the inevitable stresses that come your way. It is never too late to work on increasing your brain's reserve. However, there are certain things that will decrease your brain reserve. Some examples include chronic stress, brain injuries, excessive alcohol or drugs, negative thinking, poor dietary habits, environmental toxins, lack of sleep, smoking, excessive caffeine. 3. Protect your brain. Your brain is a very soft and delicate muscle. However, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that even a minor brain injury can ruin your life. Drive safely, wear your seatbelt, and do not take risks where you may fall and hit your head. 4. Stop poisoning your brain. Limit your alcohol consumption. Too much alcohol is detrimental to your brain health, not to mention highly toxic. Do not smoke, take illegal drugs, including marijuana, or consume too much caffeine. Also, avoid using cleaning products without good ventilation. 5. Protect your memory. According to a study from UCLA, 95% of people with Alzheimer's disease are not diagnosed until they are in the moderate to severe stages of the disorder, when not much can be done. Exercise can help tremendously with improving cognitive ability. There are also a number of supplements that have been shown to help memory, including fish oil, ginkgo biloba, sage and a Chinese moss extract called huperazine. 6. Get enough sleep. Lack of sleep can affect your mood, your memory and your ability to concentrate. If you are one of 60 million Americans who suffer from sleeping disorders, there are some effective natural supplements which can help you fall asleep easier, including melatonin, valerian root, kava kava, or 5-HTP. 7. Deal with pain. Chronic pain affects everything in a negative way, such as sleep, mood, memory and concentration. Pain medications may be a good temporary solution, but they should not be taken for long periods. There is some research which suggests that long-term use of prescription pain medications may be detrimental to brain health. Consider some more natural ways to thwart bodily pain. They include fish oil, acupuncture, music therapy, massage therapy, and even hypnosis. 8. Eat healthy brain food. Foods that are high in fiber and do not raise your blood sugar are a good place to start. Consume more whole grains, green leafy vegetables, and healthy fats that contain omega-3 fatty acids such as tuna, salmon, avocados and walnuts. Since the brain is 85% water, anything that may cause dehydration is bad for the brain, such as alcohol, caffeine, excess salt or not drinking enough fluids. 9. Physical exercise. We always hear that exercise is good for you. It does indeed have many wonderful benefits, including an increased blood flow to the brain. It also increases chemicals that are important for learning and memory, as well as stimulating the growth of new brain cells. 20 to 30 minutes 3 or 4 times a week is all you need. 10. Mental exercise. In one recent study of lab rats, mental exercise was found to generate new cells in the learning and memory centers of the brain. These new cells lasted for about 4 weeks. If they were not stimulated by new learning, they died off. If you stimulate your brain cells with mental exercises or by learning something new, they connect to other cells and become part of the fabric of your brain. There are many ways to stimulate the brain, including crossword puzzles, playing video games. Yes, it's true, learning to play an instrument or learning a new language. In addition, any exercise that combines mental stimulation, coordination, physical exercise and music is phenomenal for the development of new brain cells, such as dancing or playing an instrument. 11. Loving your life. There has been some recent discoveries which show that people who focus on the positive have different-looking brains than people who tend to think negatively. The brain scans of positive, optimistic people looked healthy, while the scans of those who focused on the negative showed decreased activity in several important areas of their brain, involving emotions and memory. Focusing on what you hate serves only to stifle creativity, learning, and imagination. Focusing on positive, happy, optimistic thoughts increases your potential and helps you become a better you. 12. Loving others. When people do things that we do not like, we tend to pay more attention to that and ridicule them for doing those bad things. After all, we do not want them to do that bad thing again. However, we rarely give praise and appreciation to someone for doing a good job and getting it right. We just expect them to do this or that and not screw up. This creates fear and anxiety in people because they are focusing more on not messing up. However, when we give people praise and appreciation for the good things they do, they are uplifted and inspired to perform even better. Subconsciously they think that if they receive praise and appreciation for the little things they do, how much more appreciation will they receive if they do something even better? The idea is to notice the little things about people. For example, if you are a boss, notice the way your employee handled a particular situation at work and give her a verbal pat on the back. Don't be one of those bosses that notices everything both good and bad, yet never says anything. If you need to let someone know about a mistake they made, do your best to sandwich it between 2 compliments. The employee will take it as constructive criticism, and will not walk away from you with his tail between his legs feeling like a bad employee. Anytime we give genuine praise and appreciation, we send out positive vibrations, which always come back to us at the right time. The more you find good in another, the more you'll find good in yourself. No matter who that other is. More about mental health. Try to do something every day that forces you to challenge your mind. It can be a crossword puzzle, a memory game, learning a new language, learning new dance steps, or whatever else engages and exercises your brain. Also, try to make watching television more of a luxury, and when you do watch it, try as often as you can to view programs which might actually teach you something. Even news can be at least somewhat stimulating, although not very much. In fact, if you're not careful, watching too much news can actually create a lot of unnecessary stress. Reading news on the internet is better than watching it on TV because you are engaging your brain and thinking about what you are reading. Sometimes, TV shows which make us laugh can be good for the soul. Laughing releases stress and tension, and sends endorphins, our body's natural healing chemicals, through our entire being. Personally, I like the show Jackass. Can you believe what these guys will go through just to get a laugh? Okay, I know, it's weird. But I do think it's hilarious. So although television can be useful and entertaining now and again, people tend to watch too much of it. Watching too much television has the opposite effect of reading. It does very little to stimulate the mind because it is basically an effortless activity which does not engage the brain nearly as much as reading. TV is probably the world's greatest brain drain. It is the ultimate pacifier, simultaneously numbing our minds. But pacification feels pretty good, right? Of course it does. We were all raised with various pacifiers as we grew up, and as adults we still love being pacified, just in different ways. It feels great to just sit there and watch TV. Believe me, I know. Nevertheless, just keep in mind that in order to vibrate at a higher frequency and be all you can be, you need to stimulate the mind as much as possible. When the mind is stimulated, you open yourself up to receiving creative, higher frequency thoughts and ideas. You will be inspired with new and fresh perspectives. Dealing with laziness. Here is something that all of us, no matter who we are, can relate to. Everyone has a lazy side to some degree, even the so-called Type A personalities. Comfort zones and complacency can certainly hinder you from achieving a lot of things. However, acknowledging your lazy side and actually respecting it can help you deal with it more effectively. It does not have any control over you whatsoever. It never has. You only allow it to have control. When you allow your lazy side to win, you give it strength. Yet even still, it never has had any genuine control over you. It just tempts you with a greater effectiveness, like a really bad habit. Here are some things you can do to loosen the grip of laziness. First, acknowledge your lazy side. In fact, make friends with it. Actually treat it with sympathy and compassion. Some people I have spoken with even have a name for it. They refer to their lazy side with real names such as Mr. Lethargy Stupor, Dazed and Confused, Madam Slothburger or some other funny name. Whatever name you give, if any at all, to your lazy side will be relevant to you and your personal situation. People often have major resentment with this side of them because it is consistently getting in their way of being the achiever they wish to be. Naming it and treating it like a real being is a form of reverse psychology on yourself. Encouraging it to cooperate with you is far more effective than trying to constantly fight against it. Fighting anybody, even a side to your own personality, serves only to give that side your energy and strength. It is the reason that most diets do not work. Sooner or later, that other side to you is going to be quite upset and fight to regain control. The point is that if you are good to your lazy side and treat it right, it will also be good to you. I understand that this may seem a little crazy, but stay with me. One must think outside the box if one expects to achieve outside the box results. So for example, have a real sit-down conversation with your lazy side and speak to it in a friendly manner. Ask it to cooperate with you when that time comes where you have something you really wish to accomplish. Say to it, "Okay, lazy side," or whatever name you may give it, "hear me out. I need your help right now. You see, I have this important task and I would like very much to accomplish it by this Wednesday, at 7 p.m. I will give you free rein on Sunday for at least 2.5 hours. You can do whatever you feel like doing: watch TV, see a movie, get a massage, chat with friends, eat ice cream with the kids, anything. What do you say? Will you help me out? As strange as this may sound, this approach has an uncanny way of energizing your lazy side into cooperating and working with you. On a subconscious level, it will understand that it will have its time over the weekend, so it understands that it needs to help you and loosen its grip over the next few days. If you make your lazy side your friend as opposed to your bitter enemy, it will be more willing to loosen its grip and free up that needed energy for you to accomplish your goals. Do not fall into the trap that most people fall into, which is to view their lazy side as the enemy. When this is the case, we tend to want to use sheer willpower to overcome the laziness. This may work temporarily, but after a while people usually become exhausted, and their lazy side fights even harder to tempt them to crawl back into that old comfort zone where it is warm and cozy. Viewing your lazy side as the enemy and hating it actually gives it energy and power. We think about it too much because after all, we do not want to lose the fight. We must accomplish our tasks, and that is that. However odd it may seem to you, try befriending your lazy side and have periodic conversations with it such as those described above. Incidentally, this method can also work with any negative habit, or chain. Ask for cooperation with any one of your bad habit friends. Let's say you want to quit smoking. You crave cigarettes every day and want to smoke about once every hour. So, you may want to ask Mr. Puffmeister, the assumed name of your smoking habit, that you will get right back to smoking if he will just help you to not smoke for a couple hours. Ask for an honest commitment, without compromise. Then, follow through on the promise you made to yourself and do not smoke for a couple of hours. When the 2 hours have passed, have a cigarette. Be sure to thank Mr. Puffmeister for working with you. Ask him for the same favor tomorrow, but perhaps for 3 hours. You get the point. Whether you are referring to your lazy side or some other side to you, you are essentially having a conversation with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the part of you which needs constant guidance and direction. It truly needs your encouragement, your support and most of all, your unconditional love. Think of it as your inner child who needs to be shown the way towards absolute health and well-being. If you ever find yourself in some unfortunate situation, try having a conversation with your subconscious mind and say, "Listen, do not stress about this temporary situation we are in. Just work with me and we will overcome this together, okay?" Your subconscious mind will work with you and literally attract what you need to get through the situation. Most people do not realize that their subconscious mind can be and should be their best friend. Treat it right and speak to it as though it is your best friend and it will work wonders for you. Energy is transferred via your subconscious mind. This is why you will always hear every self-help guru tell us that the main strategy to change our outer world is to first change our inner world, subconscious minds, through meditation, visualization, and affirmations. Final thoughts. I am not going to bore you with a long, complicated, academic, grand finale ending. There will be no motivational, pump you up send off. You know enough about what you need to do in order to live life with greater energy and bliss. Therefore, I will finish by giving you just a few brief sentences to remember and take with you. Everything in the entire universe, including yourself, is simply a form of energy. Our energy will always attract a like energy. Having constant energy and bliss is 100% attainable. We begin by loving ourselves and increasing our own potential. We allow this love energy to flow through to others. By doing this, we can expect to attract both tangible and intangible victories, or blessings. And lastly, above anything else, remember this truth: we are here on this earth to love each other, serve each other, and uplift each other, now, always and forever. Bonus Section 1, Application of the Secret. Caution: By applying the lessons contained within this section, you may experience results beyond your wildest expectations. The secret. What is this term we keep hearing about lately? Everybody is talking about this phenomenon called the secret. What exactly is the secret? Is there really a secret strategy which we can use to attract anything we imagine? If so, why was it a secret in the first place? The answer is that there really is no secret at all. It has been known for thousands of years. We just do not pay much attention to the wisdom contained in the Bible because we think we know a better way, and that the Bible only applies to people who lived in those times. Have you ever heard the phrase, "As a man thinketh, so shall he be"? It is very likely that you have heard this at one time or another in your life. It is written in the book of Proverbs 23:7. Another way of stating this pearl of wisdom may be as follows: we attract what we are. In other words, your thought patterns, the way you think, have much to do with who you are. Thus, who you are determines what you attract. Change the way you think and you change who you are. Change who you are internally and you will attract a like energy. Do you wish to become wealthy? Become wealthy in your mind. Think like wealthy people think. Behave how they behave. Do you want more love in your life? Become a more loving person. Remember love. We cannot just imagine something and have it automatically show up at our doorstep. People who believe this do not comprehend the full reality of the secret. We will always attract the same energy of who we are internally. Energy frequencies beam from you like flashes of light, and bring back similar energy frequencies. This book is based on this principle. Therefore, we do not just attract what we think about, but what we are. We must literally become in our hearts and minds that person we wish to become, and having those things which we desire. We must act as if we already are that person, and already have those things. The energy you emit will bring to you both the tangible and intangible blessings which you own in your heart. For example, let's say that you want a much better position at your company. You need to already be in that position in your heart. When you visualize yourself in that position, you need to really feel it in your core. You are that person. You not only act like you are in that position already, but you feel the emotions of that person. You feel what it would be like walking down the corridor of your new prestigious office and have people admire you for doing such a terrific job. Even feel the pressures and stresses involved in that job. This speeds up the process significantly. You see, the universe must give you the job. The energy goes to work to attract that which you are already. The bottom line on this concept we currently refer to as the secret is this: we attract not just what we think about, but what we are internally. Changes on the outside will always follow changes that first occur on the inside. Hold your desires in your heart and do not let go. You will attract that great job sooner than you thought was possible. Furthermore, even if you do not get that particular job, you will still attract a similar job, perhaps within another company. The universal law of energy does not change. Higher energy frequencies will attract the higher energy frequencies, and negative energy frequencies will attract more fear, more doubt, more mediocrity, more self-pity, more low self-esteem, and on and on. Become that person who deserves wealth, security, love, friends, joy, and everything else which your heart desires. The secret also has a lot to do with gratitude. You see, most every self-help book in the world speaks a great deal on the subject of gratitude. There is a very important reason why this is so. Gratitude is simply the act of reflecting on what we are grateful for. We are focusing on what is right in our lives. When we focus on our blessings, we send a message to the universe that we deserve those blessings. Therefore, just the mere act of being grateful tells the universe that we deserve even more. It sends a message out that we are happy, that we feel blessed, and that our life is fabulous. As we have discussed in great detail throughout this book, We are increasing our capacity for even more by opening ourselves up to the flow of a higher frequency of energy. Bonus Section 2, Stress. Given that stress is a major barrier to the flow of love energy, this section is dedicated to overcoming it, or at least being able to deal with it more effectively. You need to significantly lower your level of stress in order to feel more energetic. There is simply no way around it. When we get stressed out, our bodies release extra cortisol, an important hormone secreted by our adrenal glands to help deal with stress and anxiety. It is important because normal cortisol levels in the body help with the following functions: proper glucose metabolism, regulation of blood pressure, insulin release for blood sugar maintenance, immune function, inflammatory response. However, too much stress releases too much cortisol. When our bodies have an excess of cortisol for prolonged periods due to chronic stress, the consequences can be very dangerous. Depression, diabetes, hair loss, heart disease, hypothyroidism, obesity, anxiety disorder, sexual dysfunction, ulcers. In fact, it is estimated that as many as 90% of all visits to the doctor are for symptoms that are at least partially stress-related. Every day we are exposed to various types of stress, physical, such as an injury, strain, or prolonged bad posture, chemical, such as air pollutants or chemicals in our food, and, of course, mental and emotional stress. When the body is overloaded with stress, it is unable to adapt, and tension becomes stored in physical structures, muscles, joints, and organs. Bodily stress may result in pain, stiffness, numbness, or postural distortion. Tense muscles may put pressure on nerves, disturbing the body's communication system and reducing the efficiency of the natural healing process. A person with bodily stress usually feels tense, tired, and lacks an overall energy and enthusiasm for life. Your body also remembers every thought you think, every move you make, and pretty much everything you have ever done. It stores all thoughts and experiences, both positive and negative. For that reason, some of the first chains, see Section 3, that must be broken are going to be the everyday thoughts we think. Our thoughts have the power to produce greater stress in our bodies. Therefore it follows that our thoughts also have the power to reduce our level of stress. Our thoughts are even more powerful than any amount of physical stress we put our bodies through, such as lifting heavy weights or running marathons. Imagine what we can achieve if we just learn how to control our thoughts. If you can just learn to change the way you think, your energy level and overall physical health will follow suit. Consequently, every time we are thinking negatively or worrying about something, we are piling on the cortisol and increasing our stress levels. We are essentially creating blocked energy channels in our bodies. Would you like a relatively easy method to feel less stressed out about something? Try to think something positive about that situation or person that is causing you stress. For example, if your mother-in-law is driving you crazy, try to think about how delicious her blueberry pies are, or perhaps the way she keeps her house organized. It can be anything really, but try to find something you admire about her. It will almost instantaneously melt away layers of stress and anxiety you feel towards her. Her nagging will be like water rolling off a duck's back. You may even feel pity for her and feel sorry for how miserable she must be in her own life. That is usually the case when people are royal pains in the you-know-what, because their own life is ridden with stress and anxiety. Anytime you experience a stressful situation, try looking at the positive side, no matter how difficult that may sometimes be. For example, if you lose your job, try looking upon the situation as an opportunity to move on to bigger and better things, maybe start a business. Again, do not forget that with every adversity lies the seed of greater or equal reward. The following suggestions will help decrease your stress and cortisol levels, and increase your energy. Adaptogens. These are often referred to as nature's answer to handling stress. Adaptogens are plant-based substances which, among numerous other benefits, help the body adapt to stress and improve physical and mental energy. They have the FDAS-GRA, generally regarded as safe, status and are available at various health food stores, or on the internet. Feel free to click on the names of some of the following adaptogens, as they are hyperlinks which take you to a pre-screened website to read additional information or to make a purchase. I have listed only the highest quality products offered at the best possible value. In addition, I have listed products which you can buy in smaller quantities, so that you may sample the products first without investing in larger quantities. The most effective way to take adaptogens is through liquid extracts contained within alcohol-based tinctures. Along with preserving the potency and efficacy of the substance, specific types of chemicals are removed from the herb, leaving the desired chemicals in a concentrated, liquid form. Alcohol-based tinctures are even safe for use by pregnant and breastfeeding women, as the amount of alcohol ingested per dose is the equivalent of eating a very ripe banana. Herbs have an energy frequency from 15 to 27 Hz. This is great news for those who wish to vibrate at a higher frequency. Some of the best adaptogens for reducing stress, increasing stamina, and boosting natural energy levels include American ginseng, Panax quinquefolius, rhodiola, Rhodiola rosea, and the mushroom cordyceps, Cordyceps sinensis. Scientists believe that cordyceps fights fatigue by helping the body use oxygen more efficiently, especially during exercise. Some studies have also shown that rhodiola can improve exercise performance, as well as reduce stress-induced fatigue, anxiety, and depression. Most recently, the Mayo Clinic reported that cancer patients who took 1,000 milligrams of American ginseng daily for 8 weeks reported energy levels that were twice as high as those on a placebo. There are several other adaptogens which are also very effective, especially at reducing stress. They include ashwagandha, eleuthero, schizandra, astragalus and licorice root, Glycyrrhiza gralensis. You may wish to combine these natural remedies, or try them one at a time for at least 6 to 8 weeks. If you still feel fatigued and stressed, see your doctor to rule out a more serious health condition. Meditation. Studies have shown that meditation can significantly decrease your stress and cortisol levels. It can help you become more relaxed and focused. Your anxiety will decrease and you will have more natural energy. It creates a widening, deepening capacity for love and brings your body, mind, and spirit into blissful harmony. Yoga, although not for some people, is one way that releases negative energy while simultaneously calming the mind and spirit. Not only does this practice constantly renew your energy, it also benefits your physical health and well-being in a major way. Yoga has the added benefit of increasing your levels of GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, a neurotransmitter associated with happy, calm feelings. Regardless of the type of meditation you choose, you will lower your levels of cortisol and allow energy to flow through you more freely. Here is an excellent beginner's guide to yoga and meditation which you easily download to your computer. Here is a superb meditation program which is very simple, yet very effective. See bonus section 6 for additional resources on meditation, energy, stress relief and more. Download some music, legally, that is. Music has a very calming and soothing effect on the brain. Create a nice mix of music for your iPod or other listening device and bring it with you wherever you go. The energy it can give you is priceless. Music can instantly put us in a better mood. If you wish to wind down faster at bedtime, listen to some soothing music instead of watching TV. Sleep. Most people I know do not get enough quality rest. A good sleeping habit is important for energy renewal. Your mind-body connection functions a lot more efficiently, and you recover much easier from the previous day's stresses. If you have trouble sleeping, try these products: valerian root, chamomile, passion flower, melatonin. Click here for an extremely effective program to cure insomnia and finally get a good night's rest. It is definitely worth checking out if you need help falling asleep. Hang out with a funny friend. Friends who make you laugh can do wonders for your hormonal stress response. Even the very act of anticipating laughter can reduce cortisol levels by nearly half, according to researchers at Loma Linda University in California. Get a massage. A good massage will have an immediate and significant impact on your level of stress. According to studies, including one at the University of Miami School of Medicine, after several weeks of massage therapy, the cortisol levels of the subjects decreased by nearly 1/3 on average. Massage reduces stress by promoting the production of dopamine and serotonin, the same feel-good hormones released when we socialize with friends or do something fun. Feed your spiritual side. Millions of people claim that reading verses from the Bible and other spiritual resources gives them an increased fortitude and sense of happiness. According to researchers at the University of Mississippi, reading scriptures can offer significant relief against the everyday pressures of life, and can also lower the secretion of cortisol. In addition, study subjects who attended church had, on average, lower levels of the stress hormone than those who did not attend services at all. If organized religion does not appeal to you, try developing your spiritual side by taking a walk in nature's cathedral, in the woods or along a beach, or even volunteer for a charity. When you do something kind for others, you in turn raise your own spirits. Move your body. Exercising is an effective and instant stress reliever. It helps to circulate your blood more rapidly, transporting the cortisol to your kidneys and flushing it out of your system. Of course, an added benefit to exercise is that it helps you have more, you guessed it, energy. In a study published in Psychological Bulletin, researchers analyzed 70 different studies on exercise and fatigue which involved more than 6,800 people. More than 90% of the results revealed that sedentary people who completed a regular exercise program reported less fatigue and an increased energy level compared to groups that did not exercise. Researchers also mentioned that nearly every group studied, from healthy adults, to cancer patients, and those with chronic conditions including diabetes and heart disease, benefited from exercise. Eat slowly. When we are stressed, we tend to eat very fast. Among other problems, eating fast promotes belly fat. Take it slow and enjoy each bite. Chew your food thoroughly and think about how the food tastes. Mindful eating is actually a form of meditation and can reduce cortisol levels. Your body will absorb the nutrients of the food more efficiently by eating slowly. Also, try not to speak with your mouth full of food. Swallow your food before you speak. The person you are eating with will appreciate it. Breathe deeply. Deep breathing lowers anxiety levels, relaxes and loosens muscles and generates a feeling of inner peace and calm. It also provides oxygen to the bodily tissues, stimulates brain cells, enhances memory capacity and gives you more energy. Other products. In addition to adaptogens, there are some very effective products on the market today which can help decrease stress, promote relaxation and a positive mindset, plus increase your energy. A few have been mentioned already. Regardless, the following are just some of the products which have been proven to be safe and effective for many people. There are others, but all one needs to do to find them is to type some keywords into a good search engine such as Google. You should always consult your physician before trying any products recommended in this ebook. GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, an inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain which enhances mental focus, balance and clarity. It helps increase production of calming alpha brain waves and decrease beta brain waves, which are linked to nervousness and scattered thoughts. SAMe, S-adenoxanthine, a synthetic form of a compound formed naturally in the body from the essential amino acid methionine and adenosine triphosphate ATP, the energy-producing compound found in all cells in the body. There have been a number of studies on the use of SAMe for depression. It has been hypothesized that SAMe increases the availability of neurotransmitter serotonin and dopamine. L-tyrosine, a non-essential amino acid which is a precursor of several important neurotransmitters, including dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. Through its effect on neurotransmitters, it may affect several health conditions, including depression and other mood disorders. It may also ease the adverse effects of environmental, psychosocial, and physical stress. Taurine, contrary to popular belief, taurine is not a stimulant. It is an amino acid that is considered to be the second most abundant in the body's muscle after glutamine. Dairy products, meat, poultry, eggs, and fish all contain taurine. In addition to having antioxidant properties, it has been known to increase muscle mass, strength and power, reduce muscle damage caused by exercise, accelerate recovery between workouts, and may also have an insulin-like effect in the body. Street Johnswort is a long-living plant with yellow flowers whose medicinal uses were first recorded in ancient Greece. It has been used over the centuries for mental conditions, nerve pain, and a wide variety of other health conditions. Today, street Johnswort is used for anxiety, mild to moderate depression, and sleep disorders. Valerian root is a perennial flowering plant with sweet-smelling pink or white flowers. It is derived from a plant native to Europe and Asia. The root of this plant has been used for thousands of years as a remedy for various ailments including sleep problems, digestive problems, disorders of the nervous system, headaches, and arthritis. It is believed that valerian root has an impact on the availability of the neurotransmitter GABA in the brain. Chamomile is a flowering plant in the daisy family, native to Europe and Asia. The herb acts medicinally as a tonic, anodyne, antispasmodic, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, anti-allergenic, and sedative. It is also effective in relieving acid indigestion and abdominal pain. Passion flower was used historically in South America and later in Europe as a calming herb for anxiety, insomnia, seizures, and hysteria. It is still used today to treat anxiety and insomnia. Scientists believe that passion flower works by increasing levels of GABA in the brain. GABA lowers the activity of some brain cells, resulting in relaxation. D-L-phenylalanine is an essential amino acid. It is essential to human health but cannot be manufactured by the body. D-L-phenylalanine contains both the essential amino acid L-phenylalanine and D-phenylalanine. The body converts phenylalanine into tyrosine, another amino acid essential for making proteins, brain chemicals including dopamine and norepinephrine, and thyroid hormones. Symptoms of phenylalanine deficiency include confusion, lack of energy, depression, decreased alertness, decreased memory, and diminished appetite. B vitamins. Supplementing your diet with essential B vitamins can have a direct effect on important neurotransmitters in the brain, such as serotonin, norepinephrine and dopamine. Bs cannot be stored in our bodies, so our daily diet should contain as many Bs as possible. Research shows that unhealthy levels of essential B vitamins like B6, B9 and B12 may contribute to poor mood and feelings related to anxiety and depression. B vitamins are destroyed by alcohol, refined sugars, nicotine, and caffeine, so it is no surprise that many people may be deficient in these. Ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo leaves are believed to contain compounds that thin blood and help to improve muscle tone in the walls of blood vessels. Ginkgo has been used for improving blood circulation, memory loss due to certain brain problems, for example Alzheimer's disease, stroke, macular degeneration, sexual dysfunction, as well as for relieving dizziness, and for ringing in the ears. Love Energy Drink contains a delicious blend of 10 high-quality adaptogens designed specifically to reduce stress while simultaneously giving you a boost of natural, feel-good energy. This product was developed exclusively for Love Energy Products, LLC, owned by the author of this ebook. It is still being developed at the time of the writing of this ebook, but check back periodically with the website to see where you can find this revolutionary new product. Bonus Section 3, Instant Energy Boosts. Suggestions. 1. Aromatherapy oils. There is sufficient research to support the fact that pleasant scents have a calming effect and can decrease our levels of anxiety and stress. Furthermore, essential aromatherapy oils have a very high energy frequency. They start at 52 Hz and go to 320 Hz. Since rose oil is 320 Hz, try placing a scented rose oil lamp in your home or office and notice the difference in your energy. 2. Look through some old photos. When you're feeling down, break out your kids' baby albums or pictures from your favorite vacation. 3. Eat some nuts. They have lots of omega-3 fats, which have a positive effect on your mood and cognitive energy. 4. Let there be light. When you wake up in the morning, let in some nice sunlight. It has been proven that natural light from the sun has beneficial effects on mood, sleep and alertness. 5. Take a brief walk. If you are inside most of the day, try to get out for a short 5 or 10-minute walk break if possible. It is not necessarily the walk that promotes a positive mood as much as it is the light. Again, recent studies show that people who get more light exposure during the day have fewer sleep problems and less depression. 6. Exercise, even if just a little. Studies have shown that even mild exercise can elevate your mood. If you feel down, just do a few sets of push-ups and jumping jacks. You will be amazed at how that little amount of exercise puts you in a better mood. 7. Organize, whether at home or the office. Clearing away clutter has a wonderful effect on your ability to feel more positive and more successful. 8. Think fast. Researchers believe that rapid thinking releases feel-good brain chemicals. For example, when your mother-in-law is driving you crazy, give yourself 30 seconds to make a list of all the ways she's been helpful to you in the past. You'll feel better than you did a minute ago. 9. Laugh. Even if you have to watch a funny YouTube video, go ahead and do it. Studies show that a good belly laugh produces a chemical reaction that instantly elevates your mood, reduces pain and stress, and boosts immunity. 10. Have an experience. Sorry, shopping does not count. When you actually experience something, like a concert, exploring a new area, going out for a meal, or some other kind of stimulating experience, your mind and body remember it as a positive experience, and the effects can last for long periods of time. Try to have feel-good experiences as often as you can. Your whole outlook and mood can change fairly quickly, and you will have that experience to reflect on and smile about at any time. I suppose now and then it's also fun to go shopping if you can afford to. 11. Take a time out. During the day, take a couple of minutes to just zone out. If you're lucky enough to have a door to your office at work, close it for just a couple of minutes, perhaps when everybody else is at lunch. Kick back and relax. Open up a good internet radio station like Pandora.com. Many people I know listen to online radio and get to choose whatever music they want to listen to at any given moment. Close your eyes and take a brief mental vacation. This little exercise can leave you feeling refreshed and positive for the rest of the day. I personally listen to classic reggae music during the day. The smooth-sounding rhythms put my mind at ease, and actually make me feel like I am on a fabulous Jamaican vacation. 12. Socialize. Try to do this with a cheerful person if possible. Socializing with negative thinkers will only bring you down. The energy from positive people will transfer to you and lift your spirits. You can engage a neighbor in conversation for a few minutes. Or, stop by a co-worker's desk and have a chit-chat session. Even if it is a brief conversation over the phone, whatever you can do to socialize will elevate your mood as well as your outlook on life. 13. Cook a meal. We're not talking about microwaving hot dogs. When you actually spend time chopping up vegetables, grilling some fish, and being creative in the kitchen, the whole process can change your outlook and give you a very satisfying feeling, not to mention decrease your level of stress. 14. Volunteer. This is the perfect way to send good energy out into the universe. Researchers believe that volunteering boosts happiness because it increases empathy, which helps you appreciate the blessings in your own life. 15. Make new friends. Change the people you associate with if necessary. Do not spend too much time with people who steal your energy with their negative thinking. You may want to try making new friends through church groups, book clubs, the gym, personal ads, etc. Hang around people with good energy and you will begin to absorb this energy yourself. The key is to try and raise your own potential energy. 16. Lower your standards. Sometimes it is okay to just leave the dishes unwashed or the bed unmade. Do something you want to do, like gardening, walking in the woods, or listening to some music. When you do things you like to do, you will have a lot more energy. You do not always have to do things that sap your strength and erode your delight in life. So when necessary, leave the dishes in the sink and go out for a walk. 17. Buy some flowers. Flowers give us energy much like a daily vitamin gives us that extra boost. In a recent study conducted at Harvard University and Massachusetts General Hospital, it was shown that people feel less anxious and depressed, and have a greater compassion when there are flowers in the home. Bonus section 4, Nutrition. Making nutritional changes in your diet can significantly boost your energy and mood. A healthy body usually has an energy frequency between 62 and 78 Hz. Disease begins at 58 Hz. A higher frequency destroys a disease of lower frequency. Food has a frequency from to 15 Hz. Below are some higher frequency foods to increase your energy. Again, these are merely suggestions. You can easily do a little research on the internet to find even more healthy, high-energy foods. Eat more salmon, anchovies or sardines. These fish contain omega-3 fatty acids, which keep cell membranes soft and flexible. Because of this, they can have a very positive effect on your mood. There are several plant-based sources of omega-3s as well. They include walnuts, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds and green, leafy vegetables. Spinach. It contains folate, a B vitamin which has been shown to have a positive effect on mood and energy. It is also found in peas, navy beans, orange juice, wheat germ and avocado. Oatmeal, soy milk and scrambled eggs. This combination of food supplies you with 500 mg of tryptophan, an amino acid that is a precursor to serotonin, the hormone in your brain that makes you feel happy. Healthy, complex carbohydrates, minus the sucrose and fructose, can actually increase your levels of serotonin when eaten in moderation. Vitamin D, this can easily be found in a good quality supplement, or it can be absorbed by the body from the sun. However, beware that the sun also has ultraviolet rays which are damaging to the skin. Nevertheless, a little daily sunshine can do wonders for your energy and mood. Vitamin D also increases the flexibility of cell membranes, making your brain work faster. It can also be obtained through consumption of soy milk and oily fish, salmon, trout, mackerel, sardines and swordfish, just to name a few. Broccoli and blueberries, when eaten with protein meals containing fish, chicken or turkey, high-fiber, non-starchy vegetables help stabilize blood sugar. After meals, blood sugars can often be too high, causing drowsiness. Broccoli can help you remain energetic and alert after your meal. Superfruits such as blueberries are very high in antioxidants, which are substances that absorb the free radical body scavengers produced by stress. Too many of these free radicals can cause wear and tear on the body, and deplete your energy. Try to eat more green, leafy vegetables, as well as broccoli, cauliflower, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries and kiwi fruit. Quinoa, any whole grains are good sources of B vitamins. Whole grains break down and release sugar slowly, so as to not upset your normal blood sugar levels. Quinoa is basically a seed which has been classified as a grain, and is also considered one of the best sources of protein in the vegetable kingdom. Try to also consume oats, brown rice, and whole wheat bread or pasta. Of course, look for gluten-free if you are allergic. Fiber-rich foods, dried apricots, celery, apples or pistachio nuts will do just fine. Also look for healthy foods which contain chicory root. This fiber will help control the release of glucose, a sugar, into your bloodstream and can significantly deter those annoying energy dips throughout the day. Water sustains life and is a valuable source of energy. It is the body's own natural fuel. Low water intake leads to dehydration. Dehydration leads to stress, and stress leads to more dehydration. Eat less fried foods. Although healthy fats are essential for the cell's membranes, trans fats and saturated fats make the membranes rigid, and your brain's neurotransmitters will not work as well. Any product that contains partially hydrogenated oils has trans fats. Gas station foods, processed foods are made with refined flour and have large amounts of sugar, but very little nutrients. You may feel a lift from these foods temporarily, but you will feel fatigued and depleted of energy when you come down from these false sugar highs. Refined sugars include white table sugar, white flour, and high fructose corn syrup. Alcohol and caffeine. In low doses, alcohol acts like a stimulant. It also depletes your brain's serotonin level. Serotonin is the chemical which is your brain's natural mood elevator. Caffeine in large doses can block the production of GABA, your brain's feel-good messenger. When you combine stress with caffeine, it raises cortisol levels more than stress alone. And because high cortisol levels can contribute to binge, stress eating, you might want to consider quitting caffeine altogether. I personally make coffee in the morning using 1 teaspoon of decaffeinated coffee, plus 1 teaspoon of regular. I am working my way towards using 2 teaspoons of decaf. It is not an easy process. Believe me, I understand. Bonus section 5, Affirmations. Affirmations deliver positive suggestions to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind in turn goes to work by manifesting these thoughts into reality. It is really just another way to use the secret. Feed your subconscious mind with positive, energizing affirmations and it will reward you in more ways than you can imagine. The following are some affirmations you can use anytime, anywhere. The best time to say them is when you are alone, and are in a relaxed setting. Take a few deep breaths and say your affirmations out loud to the universe. You may also whisper them, knowing that it hears you loud and clear and wants very much to help you. You may create your own affirmations that suit your personal situation, but below are a few examples of some affirmations which you can use to not only have more energy, but to create anything else you desire. It is best to focus on one theme of affirmations every week. Therefore, if it is more energy you desire, concentrate on those affirmations that focus on having more energy. You can continue with that theme for 2 weeks, an entire month, or even a whole year if you prefer. The idea is to affirm to your subconscious mind that which you desire. It will send those energy frequencies out and attract that which you affirm to be true in your life right now. Remember, we attract on the outside what we are on the inside. As you repeat these affirmations, believe in your heart that you already have that which you affirm. For the best results, visualize yourself inside each affirmation, as if the affirmation were a reality in your life at this moment. For example, if your affirmation is, "I am a channel of positive, love energy," visualize yourself in a situation feeling happy and exuding positive energy. Visualize people around you actually feeling this love from you. They are happy to be in your presence, and they reciprocate this love right back to you. Affirmations: I release the past and eagerly look toward the good that awaits me. I have faith that I am being guided to my next step. A new door in my life stands open before me. The universe nurtures and supports me at all times, and in all places. The more I give to others, the more the universe gives to me. My cup runs over. I have more than I need, so I share with my world. I am a channel of positive, love energy. Everyone around me loves me, and they know that I love them. I am worthy to receive the unlimited love and energy from the universe. I deserve to be prosperous and successful. I deserve to be happy, and full of energy. I love sharing my joy and energy with others. I fully open my heart to receive love energy. I am energy. I am love. I am a clear and open channel for the power of the universe. I affirm only the best for myself and others. I feel positive towards life and love people very much. I attract to me all good things, especially love. I give thanks for the many blessings that I have. My life overflows with abundance and blessings. I trust that my supply of money is always unlimited. The more money I share with my family and friends, the more I receive. I am blessed in so many ways. Love energy constantly flows through me, guiding me and helping me. I let go, and let the universe guide me. I welcome change into my life. My heart is open and filled with compassion. I am continually aligned with my higher purpose. Fear has no hold on me. I release all fears to the universe. I am filled with faith, love, energy and bliss at all times. I am wealthy in every area of life. Say these affirmations out loud during the day, even when you are driving your car, assuming you are alone. Or, you may whisper them to yourself or even say them silently in your mind. Make affirmations a daily habit. Once you change your inner reality, the outer reality will follow. As you change your thoughts, you will change your world. Yes, it really is that simple. This is your challenge, to become a co-creator with the infinite intelligence, the original source of energy in our vast and wonderful universe. Learn to use this creative power wisely and lovingly. When you do this with an open heart and open mind, results are inevitable. Lastly, remember Proverbs 23:7. As a man thinketh, so shall he be. The Self-Suggestion Kit, 30 different subjects to choose from: confidence, energy, wealth, health, relaxation and much, much more. I've owned this program for a long time and I can attest to its effectiveness. Just sit back and listen to beautiful, relaxing music and a soothing voice repeat targeted affirmations into your subconscious mind. Works within days. Bonus Section 6, Great Resources. This section is dedicated to helping you on your journey towards constant energy and bliss. The resources listed in this section have all been thoroughly prescribed for quality and effectiveness. Some are pretty hard to find. I strongly encourage you to check out at least some of these resources. They are priceless gems which contain extremely valuable tools and information for having an increased level of energy and bliss, as well as a more abundant life. Some of the resources deal with having more energy, some with attracting wealth, and others with improving specific areas of your life. It does not matter whether you obtain these resources now or at some point in the future. I have listed them exclusively for your benefit. Nutrition. For cleans, the pH of your body affects every aspect of your health. For whole body detoxification capsules will quickly cleanse toxins from your body and optimize it for peak performance and energy. It is extremely effective and the benefits are tremendous. The Gene Smart Starter Kit, everything you need to get started on your journey to healthy living. Gene Smart works with your genes naturally to improve health and energy, lose weight, reduce whole body inflammation, decrease risk of chronic diseases and help you live a more vigorous and active life. If you are serious about having true health and energy, get this kit today. Free natural health and self-improvement newsletters. The absolute best newsletters guaranteed to skyrocket your achievements and personal growth. Get the top 13 hottest self-improvement newsletters free. Energy. Stop tiredness now. Quick and easy way to increase your energy and stop feeling tired in 7 days or less. end tiredness, stop feeling fatigued, and gain energy without pills, energy drinks, or caffeine. It is astonishing how much information is jammed into this program. The Love Energy Routine: change everything about your life, without a thing in your life changing. Live from inspiration and empower your mind through the power of observation and the clearing energy of love. This is one of those hard-to-find gems, and an amazing value for what you get out of it. The Harmony Earth 30-Day Energy Diet: 10 Simple Secrets to Harmonize Your Body with the Earth and Increase Your Energy and Vibration in 30 Days. A very effective program at a superb value. Attraction: The Self-Suggestion Kit: 30 different subjects to choose from: confidence, energy, wealth, health, relaxation and much, much more. I've owned this program for a long time and I can attest to its effectiveness. Just sit back and listen to beautiful, relaxing music and a soothing voice repeat targeted affirmations into your subconscious mind. Works within days. Ships from England, so can take up to 6 weeks depending on where you live, but absolutely worth the wait. Tut.com, great website about the concept of thoughts becoming things. I highly recommend the book, Infinite Possibilities. You will never be the same after reading this book, guaranteed. Also check out, Notes from the Universe, profound inspirational emails from the universe. I receive them every day and they are truly amazing. Zero Limits, by Dr. Joe Vitale, one of the most powerful audio programs ever. It reveals the true cause for everything that happens to you, and how to clean the negativity so you can reconnect with the divine. Zero Limits by Dr. Joe Vitale, DVD, same as above, but on a 9 DVD set. It can also be downloaded to your iPod or computer like the audio set. It is surprising how easy these ideas are to implement. I have seen true miracles happen in the lives of people who have this program. Making Your Thoughts Work for You, Byron Katie and Wayne Dyer address the powerful effects of your thoughts and how they create your experience. These audio CDs will show you exactly how to change your thoughts to bring about inner peace and true happiness. Yoga/meditation, brain sync, sophisticated brainwave therapy. For over 2 decades, Brain Sync has been the leading developer of brainwave therapy programs. Using this technology, you can reliably and consistently enter profound states of consciousness that unleash your power to learn, create, heal and change. Ultra Deep Relaxation on DVD, Effortless Meditation and Ultra Deep Relaxation on DVD video. High-tech Alpha Theta Brainwave Entrainment on your TV for instant push-button relaxation. This technology is truly one of a kind and works like magic. Yoga and Pilates meditation videos online, unlimited video classes, full screen HD streaming. These are excellent videos and simple to follow. Superb website to view wherever you happen to be. Meditment, deep relaxation for health and wellness. Unlock the beautiful power of your calm mind with guided relaxation, stories, music and natural sounds. Incredible downloads, self-help programs, CDs and DVDs with tons of free samples. Mental stimulation. Achieve peak brain performance with Happy Neuron. This comprehensive program stimulates your attention, language, memory, visual, spatial and executive function skills. The program effectiveness is optimized through the availability of thousands of hours of fun and challenging brain games and guided by a virtual personal coach. Stress relief products. SerenityHealth.com. Wonderful relaxation products. Stress reliever products and Feng Shui fountains include a large selection of water fountains, wall fountains, beanbag chairs, natural awakening alarm clocks, hammocks, firepots, wind spinners, engraved stones and more. Very good quality items to reduce stress. SoundsTrue.com, stress relief and mind-body healing products. Hundreds of audios, books, DVDs, and interactive learning kits on spirituality, meditation, health and healing, yoga, creativity, and more. One of the best resources on the internet. Love Energy Drink contains a delicious blend of 10 high-quality adaptogens designed specifically to reduce stress while simultaneously giving you a boost of natural, feel-good energy. This product was developed exclusively for Love Energy Products, LLC. It is still being developed at the time of the writing of this ebook, but check back periodically with the website to see where you can find this revolutionary new product. About the author, John J. Rowland is 41 years old and lives in Florida with his wife. He has a B.S. in accounting and an MBA, but has been studying the science of what makes people tick for the last 25 years. A former certified personal trainer, Mr. Rowland is particularly interested in one's personal energy level, and how the frequency of energy we emit affects the quality of our lives. Energy is the underlying concept which we all live under. Depression, anxiety, stress, happiness, love, and bliss all have to do with our energy frequencies. Mr. Rowland has dedicated his life to learning how we can conquer all things negative and truly live life with constant energy and bliss.